Lifestealer.
But are they going to be able to get there, right? We've seen Phantom Lancer only one time so far. It did not have any success, and it felt like because you were able to close the game out a lot earlier than those items required for PL, he needs a lot of time.
I mean, I don't think they need to get there though. I think in the early stages, their team fight with the SF, Warlock, and Dawn is just going to be enough to carry them through the game. They're going to get the objectives easily, get Roshan on their head.
Absolutely, words of confidence coming from this man many times before in this tournament. Just as the first one. You feeling confident now?
Yes, it's impossible not to feel with this energy from the crowd. South Americans, Brazilians, CIS, everyone cheering for us. Thanks, guys.
Impossible to fail. You know, that's not what everybody says. I've been reading a few threads. Says, you know, ban the Slark, ban the Monkey, or playing against PVISION, easy win. Do you agree with that?
This TI team is stars align. I thought Nigma would win, and then they lose. And then I have no option of hero. They ban full hero pool. Then I look, everything purple, and it's Void Spirit. They didn't count with it.
That's a coach right there. I look around, see something in the room, and go, that seems like a good hero. Hell yeah, I like that.
You came dressed for it.
Yes, thank you. I am actually Void Spirit. I'm glad I can motivate you, my friend. All right, let's get serious here for a second, though. We do have some pretty interesting picks here. Phantom Lancer, what the hell is this? I would never ask that to the director. Do you have any idea what they're planning with that hero, and are you ready for it?
We tried 2 times ourselves. We always lost. Maybe they make it work.
30 seconds.
I'd be happy to see it work on the sense PL can work, then I play next game, but I think it will not.
Okay, does not think it's going to work. All right. Now, I know I'm not supposed to ask a father about his children, who's his favorite child, but out of the team here, come on, you got to make one choice. Who's going to be your MVP on this game to get you a first win?
9 class.
9 class! All right, we'll see it. Will he be the 9 class that we've seen so many times before, or that position 7 Centaur? We'll find out very shortly. Thank you so much, my friend. It was a pleasure to see you, and we'll get it to game number 1.
Thank you very much there, Slacks and indeed. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Barclays Arena. Let's get into the action here. The lower bracket final. It, of course, is Extreme Gaming up against PVISION and Fog. We're getting some exciting heroes coming from the final day of the International. 9 class bringing out this Void Spirit. And obviously on the side of Extreme Gaming, we're getting an Arme PL. I think we saw the stat. It's only been picked once in this tournament. Did not win.
Nope.
Arme, he's ready to try and show us how it's done.
I mean, we're in for a treat here, right? We have masterminds, of course, from both coaches, but so many iconic heroes coming in. Even though, like you said, we don't see the PL too much, a lot of these players do love to play it. It just unfortunately doesn't work in a lot of situations nowadays. But we're in for a treat for sure. Look at all the team fight we've got, Owen. Some of these games, they've gone, I mean, most of these games have gone quite long. And if this one does go long, holy moly, look at the wombo combos that can come in, right? We've got Exard Invoker, so we have the potential for the Cataclysms later on with Black Hole. And then, of course, from the side of XG, Fatal Bonds with the Dawnbreaker, with the SF. Let's see who can execute better.
And talking about some of these other heroes that we haven't really been seeing too much, you know, Jinkyu has had some insane games yesterday. He was popping off time and time again. Definitely giving them the confidence to bring in something that we just haven't been seeing that much as well. The Nyx Assassin. I mean, why haven't we been seeing this hero? And what do you think's made it this game for the one that Jinkyu said, hey, give me the Nyx Assassin?
I think Panel touched on it pretty well there, right? They were trying to cover and make sure that this Dawnbreaker can have a good time, but also with what he had seen already, he saw the ET and the Invoker. So a pretty good matchup in terms of mid-game and late game for that Nyx Assassin to disrupt combos. Top lane.
So we're going to be able to trade back pretty nicely here with the punches of Dakalis.
And you were asking also, sorry, why we don't see it as much. The weak lane, right? That's just what's always been the case. After they removed the Mind Flare, one-shotting those creeps to have that recovery outlet, it did make it a lot more difficult to play the Nyx Assassin in some situations.
And the PL, so why are other carries not touching this hero? It feels like they're not even considering it. I mean, we heard from Astini, right? He himself didn't have a lot of faith in this hero. So he's, of course, going to be watching with, it feels like, the rest of the world to just see what PL can do as a carry in this day and age.
On paper, we've seen, especially in pubs, it's been running rampant. It's winning a ton of games just because once the game gets to these later stages, it can be very difficult just to deal with these illusions. You tend to just run out of steam with your draft, which could potentially happen if this PL gets too far ahead or if the game gets too late and the Lifestealer isn't ahead in particular, right? It could be pretty problematic. There's ways to stop the Black Hole. There's ways to prevent the Invoker from getting spells off as XXS.
They're going to have the Sunstrike. It's going to connect onto Xingqiu. Got the Spike Carapace up with the Blood Grenade. That'll do it to Carlos. Laying down the Blood Grenades here to get that first blood secured.
A very, very strong lane that PVISION has set themselves up top. Pretty much completely countering the Dawn and the Nyx in terms of laning phase.
Yeah, it certainly feels like it. I mean, we're seeing, right, XXS and Xingqiu, they can step up, drop their spells, but if the burst of those combos doesn't get the kill, the right clicks and the chase down from Ducalis and Satanic, it feels like it's going to win out pretty much all the time.
It really should, honestly. The problem with Nyx Assassin, like we were saying, with their laning phase, he hates laning versus strength melee heroes. Yep. It just is the case.
He's got to be a bit cautious here. Getting caught, stepped up, the Sunstrike off the mark.
Close.
But he will still be chased out here.
Hey, look at Xingqiu. He's hugging XXS with the Carapace to try to reflect that Sunstrike back. Off the mark there slightly, though. No one. As we get the chance to look at these other lanes, XM versus no one, having a very good time so far. And same thing for bottom. We're seeing that PL, Ame, feeling no threat versus the Void Spirit and the Enigma so far here. As I don't think he will. That's probably why they also wanted this PL. They see the lane, it's a Void Spirit Enigma, and they have a Warlock, which is going to keep him completely sustained in the lane. So Ame is set up for success.
Sure.
How to get that farm.
Overall, if he does get this good start, hits these timings as the PL, how well kitted out is PVISION's lineup to deal with a farmed Phantom Lancer in the later stages of the game?
Later, in very late game, it can be very problematic. The one really good thing that they have is the ET and the Invoker combos, right? ET, we saw yesterday what Natural Order can do in later stages, especially when you're versus a hard agility carry, since it puts you to 0 for that armor if you don't have any plus armor. So can make a difference for a Lifestealer to focus fire, and also the spells are going to clear those illusions maybe a bit easier than some other games.
As we're sitting in the mid, no one doing well to be able to match the last hits really of XM, but overall the pressure from XM continuously keeping the wave shoved in. He's getting to the point now where he's starting to get a few hits onto that tower. The rotation coming in from 9 class.
This top lane, XXS is getting 0 CS. He's at 9-1. He was at 8-1 2 minutes ago, and immediately they're just constantly pushing him off the lane. So the problem of that dual lane, dual melee,
it's going to be a rough start for him. It's almost to the point where it's going to require some sort of big play to happen as soon as he hits the 6, so he can get involved somewhere else and pick up some action.
No, absolutely.
From this lane, unlikely to be finding anything too much with how Ducalis and Satanic are playing it against him.
And we do have to mention, right, Xingqiu and XXS kind of have been pretty strong dictators of mid-game.
They've crushed a lot of lanes.
They've been amazing in a lot of these games to get XG to a good purpose. And if XXS has no game...
Sunstrike coming in. He might right-click with Ducalis.
Super close to dying there. Ducalis having boots and windlace already this early is proving to be very problem. This is a level 3 Dawnbreaker, Owen.
This is going to be one of the roughest starts we've seen XXS have here on the main stage, right?
I think it's the roughest start in the entire tournament that I've seen from him so far. So that lane in particular looking fantastic for PVISION.
Oh yeah, Satanic is having an absolute dream of a time. Zero in the mid. Xingqiu able to make himself useful as he turns up, helps out XM take out a kill on Ducalis.
So far, 9 class, literally just been stacking neutrals. He's just running around. He was trying to manipulate creep waves, but now it's just been the stack game. DM, the nice thing about this Enigma pick versus the PL and the Warlock is it's a very passive lane from PL Warlock, so DM isn't getting sacked down here, even though this, the Void Spirit isn't really doing too much just yet. As we see no one, put the point in the Wex, he'll meteor the camp, and they'll give the Void Spirit the mid lane to make sure that 9 class can get something at the least here. But he won't get any CS.
And talking about 9 class, obviously this was expected that he was going to be trying something different after his sort of 2 main roaming melee supports that he has been winning game after game on get banned out. This case, of course, being the Monkey King and the Slark. Do you sort of see the concept behind the support Void Spirit?
Not as much as some of the other options that we have seen. I think there's some interesting potential with the Call of the Void that is untested, but we'll have to see.
Battle for the Wisdom pairs. We're going to have Satanic and Ducalis pushing on. TP's coming in. XXS, he's going to get taken out. XM will turn up to make sure that PVISION pay for this one, but not before they take out a second kill, PVISION. I mean, they're going to have to try and deal with Satanic, but he's still not that easy to take out, as he's going to be able to step across. He's got Infest at the ready, so he'll be able to hop into the creep. XM at least will secure the Shrine of Wisdom for them, but the Sunstrike coming in. Satanic essentially getting the cleanup on what pretty much was, 4 heroes that he's getting the XP from. I mean, they may have got the XP from the wisdom on XG, but overall, Satanic absolutely coming out on the top of this.
That's a lot of extra health already for this Lifestealer.
And the game for XXS just continues to crumble.
That is an unbelievable start for this Lifestealer, and it's a hero, as we said, versus PL. You want to be ahead. He's going to have really good timing on this Radiance.
Oh, yeah.
Getting kills like that. The Lotus, as we saw coming into play massively, heals up his mana HP, has that creep, and yeah, wow.
I mean, that's huge. It's the tips coming out between the two of them, Satanic and Ducalis, because they know that they have absolutely crushed the start of this game in that top lane.
Absolutely, and DM, he's actually getting pressure on this bottom.
This is a lot. 8 minutes in.
This is a phenomenal start for the side of PVISION. Even though, as we said, Ame is having a free farm start, that death on XM hurts a ton. A tower drops. This is a crazy early game here so far from PVISION. Yeah, as you said, XXS, how's he going to recover? Level 4 Dawnbreaker, almost 9 minutes in. Rarely see this from these offlaners to get sacked this hard, to get punished this hard.
And if PVISION are able to sort of keep this pressure up and continue to grow this early game lead and start sort of taking these objectives off XG's side of the map, when you have a PL as the carry, like how early can Ame turn up, or how difficult will it be for him to get involved if sort of the time starts ticking and he has to?
He might just have to. I see he's going the defusal route, but we'll have to see, because it is Ame. Ame really does like to hit those creeps until he feels like he has that ideal timing, but yeah, we'll have to see, because this early game is devastating. PVISION able to maximize the farm, as we see no one. Dominator's finished. He's jungling. They're giving the Void Spirit the mid lane. They have a pressure in the bottom lane for the Dominator, so they have the double Dominators already going.
Yeah.
So the farm is going to increase massively, and for the side of XG, making a rotation to Satanic, that's not possible. How are you going to kill this Lifestealer? At this point in the game, it's not going to happen.
I mean, Satanic is going to be a huge issue. The Radiance timing is going to be fantastic on Satanic.
Yeah.
And
a solo kill.
I'm going to just head over and take that down. Both Ame and XM not able to do anything to save their support in that situation.
All right, this is a massive problem for the side of XG right now. DM is already starting to take over and swing toward
He's just ready to walk over. If the Eidolon's out, no one's got the setup. Xingqiu, they'll try and run. But the cold snap is going to stop his escape. Another kill for PVISION as they just continue to dominate this early game.
And look at the push, right? With the double Dominators, with the Forge Spirits, they can really start to knock down this tower. And for XG, maybe not the best wave clear. They kind of have to take a fight if they want to try to defend this tower. Dawnbreaker has hit 6.
Okay.
So let's see the Solar Guardian.
See what happens here in the mid. With the setup, Solar Guardian's coming in. XM will survive for now.
Only just.
So they are able to keep the SF alive. Sunstrike's attempted, won't connect. But yeah, it does mean that they're not going to be able to try and look for an aggressive move around the Solar Guardian to try and give XXS that chance to catch back up in this game.
It's almost like they poked, forced it, and then just were like, okay, we got the Dawn back up, everybody farm again. 3K lead. First 11 minutes here, and I believe that is the relic. Yeah, this is essentially done for Satanic.
Got to be one of the faster Radiances, right, at this pace.
100%. I mean, and look at his health, right? I always try to factor this one in because of how much you get from the feast. That's a lot at the 11-minute mark. He already has 1400 HP on a Lifestealer with Phase and a Bracer.
And just the nature of the matchup as well, right? You can't be feeling good as the PL having to play a game into what's going to be such an early Radiance Lifestealer.
No, definitely not. Then, like you said, maybe there's no way that Ame wants to turn up until he has 1, 2, maybe even the third item in particular. That is an unreal start. Level 9 as well, too, for Satanic. Have to point that one out, so being completely left alone, all 3 cores super high level.
Yeah, the last big Lifestealer coming in very hard here from PVISION.
And they didn't punish, this lane bottom in particular, the Void Spirit plus the Enigma. There was nothing that happened to DM. So 9 class, he's 6, DM is 9, and as you said, the towers really getting pressured here.
No, they really are. And of course, on the other side of things, you look at PVISION's towers. The middle's taken a little bit of damage, but the side lanes, they've barely been touched at all.
Yeah.
So the pressure really adding up here against XG in the early game.
And just not easy for XM and for XG in particular to set up a team fight, right? Because there is a lot of annoying abilities on the side of PVISION that are just fantastic at countering these fights. The ET, one of the best counter initiators, and the Invoker, if he's not caught in the initial go, he's gonna get his spell combo
Little
off.
timings as well, 9 class able to back up, pick up a lot of bounties.
Big money. 4K lead continues to grow. No one purchasing up the drums as well too. Very early timings here.
Maybe if they can get sort of the support sixes online for where Jinku's got his available now, and X-Nova, of course, has the option with the Grimoire. They can definitely try and piece together a team fight to sort of slow down what PVISION is accomplishing in this early stage.
If they get given the opportunity, right? PVISION is a team that really likes to play around controlling tempo, playing around these dominators until they have that ideal timing for a fight. So punishing these dominators, it feels very difficult. Look at the lanes.
And look at the timing. So yeah, Phase Boots Radiance, 13 minutes on Satanic this game.
Has to be the fastest, right?
Tower is under attack.
XXS, nothing that he can do right now about this lifestealer, and there we have it. Indeed, nearly 2 minutes faster than the fastest that we've seen so far.
Absolutely crazy.
Can Arme, with his PL, have the answer down the line to this incredibly stacked lifestealer at such an early time?
They're going to have to play for that later stage for sure, it feels like. Unless Xingqiu can start to make some magic with the Vendetta, with the Solar Guardian to find pickoffs, but they have to be careful because their damage is going to be limited when they've fallen behind this early game. If they go for a play, can definitely get countered as PVISION.
They know how strong they are. They're ready to stand here.
Scan comes out.
And bully XG potentially away from this Wisdom.
Tower is under attack.
See, at the same time, though, Xingqiu's going to make his way over and try and take theirs. And he should get away with this unless there's quick TPs, but it doesn't look like it, so Xingqiu at least able to balance the situation there.
Nice and sneaky.
Radiant's top tower.
Another tower taken. The top one falls. XM has to take out his middle as well as it falls in deny range.
Right, all three tier 1s dropping, and lane pressure is definitely going to be an issue. As you see, like PVISION can literally just kind of invisibly shove lanes with 2 heroes with the Forge Spirits plus Dominator, and Lifestealer, as you said, feels pretty free to show on lanes. They can catch him with a very, very high execution combo if he has his Radiance on in the laning phase, a Carapace comes in and stuns, but it's very difficult with their limited damage. With this start, a 5k lead, and it's very early to have this.
Obviously, item timings that XG is going to be looking towards. Aghanims, obviously, on the Dawnbreaker, still a while away for XXS. And yeah, from the other 2 cores as well, both Arme and XM. Definitely no interest in turning up to a fight right now. So doing the best they can to scramble together that next bit of progression.
Yeah, the question is really going to be is if they can land their wombo combo in a good way versus PVISION, and if that damage is going to be enough. Because it is significant with the Fatal Bonds, with the Requiem. Says PVISION is getting a lot out of the map, and these auras are going to soon start to be built up for TM.
Definitely a bit of a saving grace for them that they do have, such a bountiful option of ways to stop the black hole, right? It's never going to be easy
for
DM to just get in, black hole, Arme's PL, give Satanic the chance to kill him off. They will always have the opportunity to stop that.
Yeah, I don't think he'll build too much for the black hole this game, right? He'll build the aura so that he can just tank up his team, I'd imagine, since there is 2 BKB piercing disables in particular that can just completely counter him in terms of black hole. XM, Yashikaya is finished. As we said, though, difficult for him to get the combo off because of the ET plus the Invoker little mini stuns can cause some difficulties. But with this amp damage...
Yeah, we might see something happen here. They're looking towards the top tower.
Let's see if they want to try to at least get that tower, like you said, because, so far,
I guess the question
not able to hit towers.
If you're PVISION, do you feel strong enough that you're turning up for these tier 1 defenses?
I think they absolutely can, right? With the ET, they have insane counter initiation.
Yes, they're smoking and coming through the twin gate. So if XG do want to try and push for this, it will absolutely go answered by PVISION.
TM has the pipe finished. So a lot of that damage, in particular XM, who is the majority of the early game, might just get answered.
I think if you're XG, you do not want to walk into this right now. PVISION very, very ready for any sort of fight.
They want to take the fight themselves. They see X-Nova.
They're going to make the quick jump. They get the grab here. 9class able to set up. That's X-Nova gone.
More HP for Satanic. That's that pipe being delivered. They can start to threaten Roche with all those summons. Does feel like they can start to poke that with the Forge Spirit, with the double Dominators. The ward is prepared, though, so XG was at the ready that this move can happen.
Maybe if they had the Warlock up. I mean, we'll be back up, of course, in 5 seconds, but is that going to be soon enough for them to feel that they can try for some sort of risky play around the pit?
Does Xingqiu try for potential steal play with a Golem and then just running in?
I think it might be tempting.
Let's see what they want to do here.
Let's have a look. Can they get the timing here, XG? Jinkyu.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Going to try and get in, but indeed the dust is there. Put the spike carapace, but they've got the control with the tornado and the ice wall. PVISION, they'll get the kill, they'll get the Roshan, and they'll get the Aegis. They get everything.
They are
PVISION.
just so ready for every single one of the moves. He's an attempt there from XG, but going to be answered immediately. Manta finished up for Ame, so he hasn't died yet. He is getting that farm. It's just the differential between him and Satanic. You know, Satanic is going to have that matchup versus him.
I mean, it's going to be exciting to see. Will it get to the point where Ame does turn up and he's just sort of able to take the game on his shoulders as a PL, as, you know, the PL of age back in the day? This hero used to be able to do that, Fogged.
For sure. We'll just have to see, because the fact, you know, have to factor in the Invoker spells, which have traditionally been pretty good, and just the ET aura, how much that's going to be able to do also, versus the PL of buffing up the Radiance and the overall physical damage if he can actually get on top of them.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. I mean, that's true. You would even consider that if this PL was kind of back at prime PL stages in the past, this would not be an easy draft still to defeat.
No, definitely not.
So Ame, he's definitely got his work cut out here.
Lifestealer, it's a pretty good matchup versus PL in terms of like mid and early game, even toward later stages if you are ahead. And he is keeping himself in a good margin ahead, and he has a lot of team fights surrounding him.
Just under 4 minutes here to play with the Aegis. Almost certainly expect the PVISION will be eyeing up these tier 2 towers.
Looking to continue constricting the map, as they've gotten all the pressure on these buildings. XG, next item is finished, so XM Blink is done. But as you said, it's not easy for him to get the combos off with all the disables.
Stepping up, gets caught underneath the vision. They get the setup here with the remnants. XXS will try and drag himself out with the hammer.
He's gone.
But he is gone indeed. Another kill for PVISION. As they just have to be so careful how close they get. PVISION will immediately make the jump in numerous ways, keep the pressure on. Fortification comes out momentarily, but PVISION, they're not going anywhere. They'll stick around, take out this tier 2 20 minutes in.
And no one, he's got the Aghanims already done. And as we said, he did go the Exort facet this time around, so the Cataclysm potential is there.
Is under attack.
Absurd amount of the mid-9 class.
XM
is ready to start playing around. The Remnant will miss, and XM does get the chance to grab that haste rune. Trying to fight back against 9 class, but doesn't want to head up to the high ground.
Have to mark with it. If he gets him with that there, he's dead. Very likely XM. Perhaps getting a little lucky, the 9 class does not connect with that Remnant.
They're going to try and do something and get Ame involved.
Let's see what they can get. It's been a very quiet game.
Yeah, this seems like a risky play, but again, I really feel in the position that XG have, they have to try something like this to catch PVISION by surprise. They'll find Ducalis. TPs are coming in. Ducalis, he's going to get buffed up by the pipe. He's fine. And now they're ready to turn. The Satanic is going to try and find the real armor. They're going to grab him with the Remnant. They've caught the real one. Solar Guardian heal coming in, but Satanic has to stay on top of the PL. Arme's gone. The Black Hole will be cancelled. They have the stun farm as well. But XXS goes down. Satanic falls to once, but he's going to be ready for round 2. Jinkyu desperately trying to TP out. He'll make it away. But PVISION, as expected with the situation of the game so far, they take these fights so easily. Extreme, they try and get Ame involved. Ducalis will end up dying to the Tormentor. Gets rewarded, though, for his efforts there with the Shard. But it's just so hard to enter into these team fights as the PL. They've got the wave clear, and they've got this just incredibly farmed Satanic Lifestealer staying on top of you the entire fight.
As soon as the Solar Guardian comes out too, Enigma can cast that Black Hole. As we see, he's got positioning for it. Even if it's just a second or two, it's enough. As they try, I mean, the starting on Ducalis isn't bad there, that positioning, but he's got the whole backup of the team. XM's Requiem does next to nothing. And yeah, a fantastic fight. Again, the Splitter as well, I believe, caught, what, 3 heroes coming through there.
I mean, these sort of fights for XG to come out on top, they have to be perfect. They have to almost sort of find a pick-off before the fight starts. And we did see them attempt that there, but they just couldn't kill Ducalis.
Nope. And the Aegis coverage there, even though Satanic did die once, he's right back. And I think they took a gem as well there too, right? I think it was purchased. Oh, actually, they recovered it, sorry. X-Nova was able to recover his gem. But Satanic got, what, 2 more kills out of that fight also? So I'm just going to keep looking at that bonus HP. He has so much health to really go through here when they are behind.
Perfect game so far from him. 5-0-5 on the Lifestealer.
Full SNY finished up too. How do you bring this man down?
Another tower to be taken.
And XG, they were trying to really fight around that Tormentor timing just to prevent that extra gain from PVISION, but immediately stopped in their tracks again. Blink, Jingqiu, getting closer. When he has Blink, then they can actually look for plays on these side lanes a little easier as well too with XM. If they do see someone split up. The problem is that PVISION isn't really splitting too much now. Feeling their power of grouping up.
Trying to get the catch onto XXS there, top.
Off the mark.
And the space is there for them to continue taking these towers. As all tier 2s now taken 23 minutes in.
And only one tower that XG's been able to bring down. Yeah, this PVISION early game is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah,
they're even knocking on the high ground already.
We've not been seeing this a lot in this tournament. 23 minutes in. This is very, very early.
There's no golem. Okay, it does come back up now. So they force people back, and then they go back and actually just farm, and potentially even look for a catch. See, 9 class and no one looking for a setup.
And they're going to catch onto the illusions though. Oh, or maybe not. A 9 class. He's got the read. Arme's going to try and turn. He's going to try and bait them out with the micro. It's going to work. PVISION, they won't try and search any longer, so Arme gets out.
Does TB back to base though? Gets sent all the way back. I just keep looking at these lanes, and every time XG looks to get out on the map, look at the positioning. Top, Dominator plus Eidolons. Mid, Dominator plus Forge Spirits for a second. Bottom also shoved in. So difficult for Jingqiu to make a move, which isn't kind of telegraphed, right? Because they're going to see all these lanes shoved in, and they're like, yeah, okay, they're trying to perhaps make a move since nobody's shoving those lanes out.
Jingqiu trying to just get some information.
Oh, and Satanic is carrying the gem now. So he can keep toggling the Radiance, make sure he doesn't get caught by that Carapace, and he'll always just know when Jingqiu is trying to make a move on him. Covering their bases, not giving an opportunity on XG to get the kill on this Lifestealer.
Yeah, and they're just going to get out of here, the two of them. They know that they can't try and set up for some sort of surprise play from the high ground. They head to the top side. And they do have the 3 of them up here, and it is no one TPing in on his own. Still a very tough target to take down.
He's been pretty sneaky.
That's the Aghanims online now for Arme. So a little bit more potential in the team fights.
He probably wants, I think once he has that next item, then he can start to feel quite powerful. But the separation between him and the Lifestealer actually just continues to grow. Went from 2K to 3K to 4. Now it's at a 5K separation between them.
I mean, I guess these sort of things happen, right? Especially when it's Satanic and he gets such a fast Radiance timing.
Very true. And his itemization, you know, we have to talk about it for Satanic. It's normal, but it's very, very good this game. He's going to have the AC finished up after the armlet. So
25 minutes
strong,
in.
Like super strong versus physical and magical.
Yeah, this is crazy stuff.
And all these wards are being taken out since he does have that gem picked up. AC, there it is. Breaking records.
I mean, absolutely smashing the fastest timings. I'd imagine on pretty much most of these items with this sort of build-up. Just hasn't been slowed down one bit this game.
If anything, he's only been accelerated, it feels like, after that laning phase.
Oh, there we go, Yendi. No surprises. It's not even close.
Nope.
Arme looking towards the Bloodthorn next. Wants to make sure that if they do kind of get that jump in with Jingqiu, they are able to just focus the target and kill them off.
Ways away from it, though.
Radiant are scanning.
PVISION, they can definitely look to kind of calm things down, hold on to the map, set things up for the next Roshan.
It's a quick spawn, too. And definitely difficult for XG to contest that next Rosh as well. Is the BKB finished up yet for XM? I believe it is. So at the least he'll be able to potentially get that Requiem off unless he gets caught from either like a splitter interrupt or a black hole in particular.
And I think that they've got to go for it, right? If you're XG, you try and contest this next Rosh. You really want to sit back and have to try and defend high ground against an Aegis push from PVISION?
It feels like they do have to.
You got to get out there.
Especially after that situation we saw last time, right? Big team fight ultimates are good and all, but when there's an Aegis carrier, it does counteract that very heavily.
Well, they'll scout things out, PVISION, as they step up into the pit. Extreme, what do they want to do about this? Doesn't look like they're making any initial moves, so maybe the call is indeed just going to be hold the high ground.
They still just have, they have lane issues again. Look at the positioning of these lanes. Bottom is shoved in, mid shoved in, top also. They're gonna smoke it for an attempt.
Let's see if they can get there in time.
It's dying pretty quick.
And you see the positioning from Ducalis, DM, and no one. They're all ready to interrupt any sort of initiation from Extreme.
9 Clash is throwing down those remnants. XM
Watching from the side, Xingqiu ready with the step in, but Satanic's already out with the rage. Meatball comes down straight away. Xingqiu's gone. The sleep at the side, then managed to catch XM.
He's in trouble.
There in the middle. Get the BKB off, but the Black Hole comes in. Gets pistol stopped by the Solar Guardian. They turn with the raises. They kill off TF.
The Roche.
Satanic's got it. Aegis picked up by the Lifestealer. Arme has to be careful here how close he gets to the Lifestealer. Satanic's ready to step across. Chase down XXS as XG. They pretty much threw everything into the effort at the start of the fight. He'll go for the TPL. Will make it away. XXS. They try there to interrupt Extreme. They get a kill against the Enigma, but they don't manage to stop the Roche and stop the Aegis going into the hands again of Satanic.
Attempted the black hole, immediately cancelled. They'll be able to get that set up. XM survives though, which is at least a small silver lining, of course, for them. But Satanic, Aegis now coverage. Next item soon on the horizon. It's difficult for them to actually get in and contest in any way. XXS getting a bit lucky to survive as Midas picked up for the Warlock. As you said, they want to take it to super late stages.
They do. Extreme know that that's pretty much the only way out of this game. If they can somehow push this one later and later, they have been able to do it before. This time around in this situation definitely is going to be one of, if not the hardest, to try and stop PVISION from ending the game against them.
Yep.
But maybe if they can, we'll get to see the game get to a point where Arme can show us what the late game PL can do.
It would be so impressive to see, especially, you know, because of this ET, because of this Invoker as well, too, that adds that extra complication for him. We will see if he can. As Satanic, he's been queuing up a couple different items. We'll see which way he does really look to go. The BKB looking to be that probably safest option so he doesn't get his mana burned completely and can't use the Rage of the Infest.
Oh, for sure, yeah. If he can sort of survive in these fights on the front lines through a Rage, a BKB, and a Rage, it's hard to not see most of the heroes just dying on XG.
Yeah, absolutely.
If the Lifestealer lives that long in a team fight.
9 class also getting pretty dangerously close to an Aghanim's, which is a pretty big deal this game since he's a support position. It can be very disruptive for these backline heroes.
Down bottom, no one.
XM.
Gonna find the setup. XM does have Xingqiu by his side. BKBs are out from both mids here, as they'll split for now.
They swap the gem over to the Invoker. Since there's no slot on Satanic, they're protecting no one now with that gem. So he can play a bit safer and a bit more aggressive in terms of pushing out these side lanes, since he'll know when the Nyx is on him. There's that BKB. Still with the Aegis for about 2.5 minutes.
9 class. He's gonna have the setup here with the Yules into the Remnant. So this is going to be a very dead X-Nova, trying to do his best to get towards that big item pickup, wants to work his way towards this refresher. It's going to take him a fair bit of time, though.
A very, very long time.
It does have, you know, a lot of potential XP still, has the Grimoire, has his Midas ready to go, so...
PVISION might look to force a bit here again, since they still have 2 minutes on this Aegis. Lanes are in a good position for them to do so as well.
Yeah, they're in a perfect spot to just hit the high ground, see what happens.
Yeah, at least like force a reaction in particular from the side of XG. They're going to smoke in the back line. They have a banner at the ready. What do you do, XG?
Radiant structures are
Glyph is force.
See what they can do after this.
But the banner is down already, so that catapult is going to survive.
They're going to have everybody back up. Let's see it. 3's gone. Satanic on towards the barracks. They'll try and lead in. They'll have the Yule set up into the Remnant on towards XM.
The Raxes are dying.
Can they do anything? The Rage comes out from Satanic as he stands his ground, cleans up the full set top. They couldn't do anything to stop them. They're going to try now, looking towards the Void Spirit. Punt gets popped, the Infest comes in as well. They're able to keep 9 class easily alive.
Too scared to commit for the fight. If they lose that fight, it's probably just the game, so just try to poke and prod. But the Rax, PVISION just comes in and claims it. Big amount of gold acquired. As you said, the Ags now for 9 class is about to be finished. DM, he's about to have a blink now too with that BKB after having the aura, so might find the angles for these black holes soon, even versus the double BKB piercing disables.
Oh, for sure. I mean, at the least, you know, forces out these sort of saves to come out immediately at the start of the fight, kind of leaving the area then free for Satanic to clean up in the longer drawn-out team fight.
I swear they just can never get the lanes out, Owen. Every time I've looked, completely shoved on the side of XG.
Another tier 3 falling.
It's just creeps this time, taking it out.
Arme trying to lead in. Can't touch Satanic quite now.
30 seconds.
Just burned down to the Radiant.
Still 30 seconds on the Aegis. They're getting so much done. Yeah, big items coming out, as we said. Full Well, Lotus Orb soon being picked up for Ducalis. I think a Shiva soon finished up, so starting to get more and more answers for that PL. Once that Shiva's comes out for no one, it's a fantastic option just to be able to identify which PL is real at all times too. It's G. As you said, waiting and waiting toward that later stages, but how much is it going to benefit them with how far ahead PVISION continues to climb?
Now, Arme is close to having the Bloodthorn.
Okay.
But then fighting for the opportunity to be able to weave in and out of these team fights.
Also playing into BKB Rage, another Rage if he doesn't get the kill during that initial Bloodthorn. Yeah, very difficult, and it's only really him doing the damage, it feels like now at this point with that single target. There's a lot of targets he's got to go through. We've been talking about Satanic, but also no one is very high on that net worth as we see after getting that shard too. He is a problem. Oh, and they're kind of trapped in their base. Look at this. It feels like it's been a long time that they haven't been able to come outside.
All they can do is just sort of set up and make sure that when Arme steps out to get farm, he's not going to be jumped.
Yeah, true. They have not been able to find any combos with the Vendetta plus that Solar Guardian in 30 minutes with the way that that start happened.
And we'll see what Arme looks towards next. He's going to try and get the shard, so just continue to get these little sort of incremental steps forward in his item build.
He's going to have to...
anything he can get together before that big team fight is forced against him.
He's going to have to be so tricky in the fights because he's super fragile, it still feels like, with this itemization. It's a very aggressive build he's gone for.
And I like this build as well from Satanic. Yeah, going for the late game Maelstrom into the Mjolnir just to throw something else into the mix, which it's just going to give these illusions from PL not a chance to survive in a team fight. They're going to get cleared out so quickly.
I can just throw it on himself, run in, and yeah, it'll all die. Sure, it's been nerfed versus Illusions, as we do know, in this last 7.39D, but it is still pretty effective when you are ahead in terms of net worth like this. Yeah, gets rid of the armlet. That is a pretty nice anti-PL inventory.
Yeah, he's massive. PVISION probably just going to sit back, look for the next Roshan.
Does feel like it. They have complete control of the map. They're farming everything.
They know that there's pretty much no threat of Extreme coming out to find them, even though Extreme is trying to go for this smoke.
Maybe just claiming their shrine, just trying to get something out of the map. Yeah, crazy amounts of farm. 9 class is getting infested up, so it looks like perhaps PVISION is going to look for a move if they do suspect them starting to get outside at all.
PVISION on the way over. 9 class.
Jinkyu.
They look for the setup, but Jinkyu is quick with the Spike Carapace. Will be able to get away with the Vendetta as he scurries up to the high ground.
The second XG gets outside, though, immediately forced back into their base within a split second. No one.
Jinkyu's got his eyes on him. He's going to try for the setup. Straight away, the stun into the Requiem, but it's not enough. No one's able to block the BKB. Run away. In fact, he's ready to run back at them. As XM and Jinkyu have to back off to the side. They've caught Arme. He's caught in the Remnant. Will be able to get out away from the Deafening Blast in time, but Satanic's going to try and chase on forward. They'll sneak away with the Invis. So getting out, but only just. I mean, just continue to show how terrifying these team fights are for Arme to try and get in on.
Not carrying a gem on any of the heroes, just carrying a bunch of dusts. Maybe 9 class will bring it out soon, but the 2 cores don't have it there. Okay, it's coming on the courier now for no one. That's a lot used there from XG. That's their Requiem, that's their Solar Guardian. PVISION used nothing.
They're ready to push BKB. DM ready to make that jump, of course, with the Black Hole at the ready.
Jinkyu.
He's going to get caught out here, burned down low. He'll survive, but only just here thanks to the Shadow Word of X-Nova.
Dies to that full combo. Satanic. Do they want to keep pushing here?
Let's have a look, because potential Roche will be pretty soon.
They'll get the tower.
Has fallen.
Spending all their gold, backing up. Roche, about 30 seconds. We saw the Requiem combo with the Nyx Assassin. They go on the Invoker, but something about... I actually haven't mentioned this much this tournament, but something about Invoker, of course, since he's one of those super high int heroes, his magic resist is also high. I think he got piped at the end of it, too, and it didn't even do half of his HP.
It was, yeah, but close to half his HP.
Yeah,
they didn't quite get the perfect position, of course, getting as close as they could to him, but even if they did, I don't think it was killing him.
No, I don't think so. So difficult to ever get that catch there. As we said, you know, he didn't have the gem this time, but I imagine he's going to start carrying it pretty soon on that Invoker again. As Roche, it is up. PVISION in the pit.
And XG, I mean, they've pretty much just got to take this time to try and get Arme out on the map so he can work towards his next item.
His growth is just not really there. Courier gets grabbed as well. XXS.
That's a rough one. He would have
had the refresher.
He would have had the money for the full refresher on the Dawn, but now that's going to be taken out of the game for nearly 3 minutes.
Roche.
And they are approaching. XG, can they time this?
Cataclysm to scout.
It's going to scout everything. As they know what's up, Arme's trying to step up, but they cannot get into the pit. Satanic's going to be able to finish off. Jinkyu steps up. Won't be able to stop them from getting the pickups and the kill, though. PVISION get everything again.
Uncontested. They just can't walk in. XG's too scared to look for that fight. And now it's a refresher shard as well that they can give either to the Enigma or the Invoker if they want. Or even maybe to the Lifestealer if he just wants to have BKB Rage. Could just look to close up the racks in particular with.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because no one's going to have another slot completely. It goes to the Eon disc. So even now, if they do get this sort of setup to try and blow him up with the Requiem, it's just not going to happen. 9+ in the mid, looking for the setup. They'll catch Jinkyu. Arme's going to try and step back in, but he's got to be careful. DM coming out of the BKB. The Black Hole will be put to stop with the Solar Guardian. They'll kill DM off. But can they now get out of the fight? XG is XM. It's going to be split from the rest of the team. He's out. Dead for 80. We'll see 9 glass fall, so XG at least able to get a second kill. But can Jinkyu get out of this? The meatballs come down. Jinkyu's gone.
These fights are impossible. Even there where they kind of land most of the spells in decent unison, PVISION just too far ahead. They'll kill, you know, the support, but,
but they just can't touch
Satanic.
They absolutely cannot.
Ame goes in and immediately has to retreat every single time because he just gets burnt down so quickly. Basher now picked up. But in terms of his actual standing toe-to-toe with any of these heroes on PVISION, it's just not the case. As the racks, there's no glyph.
Ame tries to step up here with a tornado. Into the Meteor on the Deafening Blast. He's in pretty much at like 10% HP. He's got to run. He has to get back. Sunstrike's going to be thrown in, doesn't connect, but the space is there for PVISION to push on, take out the bottom set of barracks, and definitely continue to move over towards the mid. Still 3 minutes on this Aegis. XG, if they got anything left in the tank to be able to sort of stop this.
That's Megas.
Arme's going to look for no one. Straight away, going for the backlash, but the Eon Disc is there. Solar Guardian will connect. Arme trying to get back in over towards the Invoker, but no one's able to step away. Arme has to keep his distance once more from Satanic.
He just has to dance and run away. Can't actually stick on targets. Megas are claimed. All of PVISION's back up. Still an Aegis for 3 minutes as well on Satanic. And another item finished up. The overwhelming blink coming out on that Courier. Very soon.
Yeah, PVISION, they've certainly made this game one look pretty easy, folks, so far.
I mean, it's all from these lanes in particular, right? Top lane went, I think, as good as you could have ever asked for, maybe even better, keeping the Dawnbreaker completely behind. Bottom lane, Enigma was unpunished, untouched. And mid lane, no one stood his own. He stood tall versus that Shadow Fiend. Every move is hit, and Satanic, as you said, a flawless game, breaking records.
And coming in with that last pick, it really caught them by surprise, or at least presented something that XG just did not have an answer for.
No, not
seemingly in this game so far.
It seems like there wasn't many answers for a lot of things. As PVISION Satanic.
Xnova at least does have the luxury of buyback.
Whittling down the towers.
XXS through Courier now respawning, so he does have the refresher at least.
Still 100 seconds on this Aegis.
PVISION onto the tier 4s. I mean, they jump, they do get the Omni Stun on the Satanic, but not the chain stun. He's able to get the rage off. They couldn't lock him down. He turns over towards Arme. Arme has to run. Will be able to match off the open wound slow, so he'll get back to the fountain.
The buildings, though.
Xnova coming in with the buyback. Does have the golem ready to drop. If they can find some sort of opportunity to try for a fight. Jinkyu's in, but immediate rage reaction there from Satanic. Arme tries to step forward, but the silence catches him. Arme's gone. No buyback on him. The Ancient's exposed. PVISION ready to close up this game one. DM will close it up with a black hole. Cataclysm gets put to a stop, but they will not be stopped in closing up this game. The fortification buying them only a few more seconds in this game one XG, and they will lose against PVISION coming in a dominating fashion at the start of this series. Folks,
this was not close.
They looked unstoppable.
Yeah, this was not close.
dictate a lot of what people are thinking about with this team. And then
that's a pretty big deal. It means DM now has to consider, like, does he go for an axe build,
right?
instead?
Yeah.
Satanic, you're going to get an illusion of him, mana burn himself. A lot of the times, TB can end up solo killing an anti-mage because he mana burns himself so much. But it is a sniper Terrorblade lineup. That has got some... XM.
They're actually cheering for I mean, yes, Extreme Gaming, you are right about that. But also their coach, Zhao8, who is now on stage to give us some words about the draft and the game.
Absolutely, my friends. I am here with Zhao8. Mr. Director, Badong. Zhaobao. In a beautiful masterpiece, there is always adversity before the good guys end up winning. These guys have been your villains for this tournament. Tell me, how do you feel about this draft? How did this draft get you guys into the victorious climax here coming up in your story?
巴导，每个伟大的作品前期的时候，主角都会遇到很多阻碍，但是他们会冲破阻碍。 去到游戏的转折点，你觉得这一个 BP 能够将你们带去这个转折点，并且击败你们的宿敌 PVISION 吗？
我觉得肯定可以，相信 M1。
Of course it will. Believe in AME.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now, they do have a lot of comfort heroes from this team. You guys, of course, must have been prepared. Going into this draft, how confident are you in your draft against heroes like 9 classes Alchemist that has yet to lose a game?
对面选了其实很多舒适的英雄，我们知道你肯定也是做过功课的。你对自己的阵容有多大的信心去击败对面的阵容呢？因为9 class 他的炼金到目前为止还是没有输过的。
我们对他研究也比较深，然后我们这个阵容是我们自己想要的，所以我们打好自己的就行了。
We study him quite a lot, and this draft is what we want. So as long as we play according to our plan, we'll be fine.
All right, really quick. The crowd has been here for you this entire event, and they want to know from the words of the director, will we be going to a game 3?
我们会不会有第3把？
肯定会。
Let's go! All right. See you there.
Go. Indeed, can't wait to see it. Let's see what we get, ladies and gentlemen. This game 2 between Extreme and PVISION. It was a very tough game 1 for them, Fog, but it definitely does feel that this game 2, with the draft that they have, they've got some of the classics coming out.
Yeah, much better in terms of early game. Late game also is strong, but yeah, this top lane in particular is the one we have to probably talk about. Jingqiu and XXS playing an actual lane, right? The last one, the game, especially in that lane, was pretty much over in like the first 5 minutes, gotta be honest with you, because just he had no game whatsoever, and they've been the playmakers, they've been the space makers for the team. So let's see how they're going to be able to do in that much better matchup in terms of that one. And XM, he's playing a classic, right? The only one who can play it, the sniper, as we've seen so far this tournament. Busted it out yesterday for the first time throughout the tournament out of anybody. And it looked good.
It looked so good, yeah.
Yeah, no one, of course, he is going to snap pick that Storm. In terms of the laning phase, I've seen the Storms do better than they used to versus the Sniper, but it's more about the catches in the mid game, right? Being able to close the gap on that Sniper.
Of course, that last pick coming in from Extreme, getting Arme the Terrorblade this time round. Of course, as the panel talked about, you do have that matchup that's going to benefit you with the illusions coming out against the anti-mage.
Yep.
Obviously, there are other things in the match that will definitely threaten the Terrorblade, but I do feel that that's not really going to be the end of the world for Extreme because they have the XM sniper as well, right? We've seen this before. Even if Arme is on a carry that does get punished, XM normally able to pull through from the mid lane when he's on the sniper as that backup carry and sometimes even the primary carry if he gets a hot start in the mid.
And I think also, in particular, with Ame playing Terrorblade, PL we've talked about a lot, how it can be a very difficult hero to work for most players. They've been wanting to. TB, it does have also a pretty low win rate. I think it was 25% or so.
25%, yeah.
But it is a much stronger hero overall in terms of most games. So we'll have to see what he can do there with it, as he also has given a very good lane, in particular, the TB versus a Beastmaster, a classic counter pick, and he's got a very strong laner this time. An aggressive one, too, with X-Nova playing the Bane. You know, X-Nova in that last game playing the Warlock. It's a very difficult hero to pressure an off lane. It just kind of guarantees you farm. So let's see if there's going to be a difference this time.
For sure, and it definitely, yeah, on a Bane, we've seen it from so many of these supports. A hero that you can absolutely pop off and just have incredible sort of impact with those sort of saves. and coming in with these grips in the fight, forcing sort of PVISION to focus their attention on dropping some of the bigger lockdowns onto a support.
Yeah, I think the saves in particular is something that's been insane for me this tournament, where a hero's chain lockdown, but he gets the BKB off because he gets a little sleep interaction. So definitely going to have to keep eyes on that, as there's quite a bit of those big stuns. Next Nova, 9class is going to chase him out. He's got Blood Grenade and a boar behind him.
Chase this down, yeah. This might just be the first blood. A couple more punches. Oh, here we go. One more.
He's fast.
He's surely going to have it. Another concoction comes in. That'll do it. First blood for 9class.
Pretty big deal. An Alchemist getting first blood on a Bane. Usually not something that you'd expect a Bane at one of the stronger laners, but able to find that opportunity on the sideline. Great play there from 9class.
So looking at this top lane as well, so you mentioned obviously this time compared to the game one, you expect a much more sort of solid showing in the laning stage from XXS and Xingqiu. Is that just in terms of them not really dying in this lane, or can they actually find opportunities to pressure and get kills as these two heroes?
Probably not, because the Centaur always has the mana burn, but this is a lane where you're going to farm. Yep. Centaur does excellent versus AM. You have, what, at least a 10 or 8 base damage advantage early on in the lane. And yeah, you're just going to be able to sustain, because your mana, it doesn't really matter. You play around Retaliate. And Xingqiu, he's playing Snapfire. You know, he's not playing Nyx Assassin, which doesn't really contribute much in the lane whatsoever. And we've seen him do work on this Snapfire throughout this tournament. His best hero so far, it feels.
No, absolutely. I mean, obviously from PVISION's side of things, they do have excellent save in the forms of the Oracle. But on Extreme side, they've got a multitude of different ways to bail one another out, right? Whether it's the Nightmare, later down the line, the potential Aghanims on the Snapfire, and of course just having the Centaur with the Stampede. Yeah. There's so many ways that they can ensure that even if PVISION do get the jump on someone like XM on the Sniper, they can still get him out of there.
Yeah, repositioning tools are massive, right? Like even Cookie, a little Cookie I've seen so many times throughout this tournament, just save a core and maybe change the tides of a fight.
So. It kind of gives just that little bit of distance that might just allow the Sniper to turn and get those extra few hits in before he goes down himself.
And it heals. As we've seen, everyone is buying the Shard, or almost buying the Shard immediately when they can on that Snapfire. So it's 200 healing. That's a lot in the early game.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Extreme have been able to deal themselves a much better hand this time round in game 2.
Yeah, XM. He is starting to poke the tower. It's already beginning again.
Xingqiu trying to mess around with no one, but they're ready to deal with him as the supports both turn up and make sure that Xingqiu is not going to be able to mess with no one at all here in this situation. We'll be able to run away and survive though, so end of the day is it's a fair bit of space being made there by Xingqiu, the fact that both supports were forced to come over and push him back. So he'll take that.
It's a very clever move. They see that their lanes are kind of all already self-sustained in terms of the cores. TB can be left alone. Sniper can sort of be left alone too, so they can look to play wherever they want on the supports right now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Catapult will die in the mid lane, so a bit less pressure as we see 9class does get that acid spray down for it, but already down to about half HP. We saw XM do the same thing yesterday when he just whittled the tower down.
It's not going to be easy to sort of push the Sniper off the tower with the heroes.
9class.
To consider in the mid though, get the chase on away Nova. See Nova get the backup of Xingqiu though, so again, XG able to get away from these attempts.
PVISION just really trying to protect that jungle for no one so he can get the 6. He's now got it online, so does have that zip to be able to protect himself top.
Taking out the mana from XXS, but having the damage to kill the Centaur, unlikely at the moment between these two.
No, it would take too long. Satanic doesn't want to miss any extra last hits. Dominator almost finished up on the anti-mage. So his lane is still very good, but XXS is getting a lane. Look at this rotation. Ame, top, making the moves. Trying to get a wraparound on Satanic.
Yeah, able to bully him back. See how much he wants to stick up. I mean, do you imagine he will just sort of stick up here, Ame, and try and get some damage onto the tower with this Metamorphosis?
Yeah, he wants to get this tower. I think he wants to take out the whole thing. So let's see if there's going to be a rotation from PVISION, or if they're going to look to pressure on the flip side from DM.
And these towers are going down early in the mid. I mean, they tried for it tonight, but not going to happen. XM gets the last touch on that. So 7 minutes in, XM Sniper taking out the mid tier 1 away from no one.
I really like this move from Ame. He was getting full free farm bottom, but he's like, we're playing versus anti-mage.
Yeah, this is pretty big.
Yeah, they have difficulties defending towers if you play with any AM lineup, so this is a really cool move.
I mean, we saw what last game, PVISION playing relatively fast and how they were taking these towers out. I mean, this game, XG's just said, hey, we could do that too, and we could do it even faster.
Yeah, they're looking to play that tempo tempo game a lot more this time around. We have a game on our hands, Owen. Last one, it was already feeling pretty out of control. This one, XG's got game plans. They send XXS bottom. He stops the push. They get the 2 towers.
See where they go next. We'll see. A little smoke coming out from 9 Class and DM. Maybe trying to get a catch with the Primal Roar.
Power rune, they know where it is.
I mean, XM's positioning as well. Make sure that he's not caught on the bottom side.
I mean, PVISION, they're always going to know where the rune is. They've got that oracle.
XM playing cautious. He's going to step up now, though. TPs are coming in. DM, he's going to go with the Roar, but the backup has arrived. No one committing in with all the mana. The burst, it's enough to bring XM down. They get the kill.
That did a lot more than expected, I believe.
And no one trying to push his limits as well. He's still got enough mana to play on. They will lose 9 Class in return, but PVISION getting what they came for, able to take out XM underneath his own tower.
He still has the regen running. Jinkyu might get caught.
Continue to dive. Xnova is there at the side. A Nightmare to slow this down. No one won't quite go for the tier 2 dive for now. Keeps both supports low. Is able to push them back.
A lot of pressure from that regen rune. The good old prognosticate. They can always pretty much guarantee that no one's going to get that rune unless XG just shows up with the numbers on that setup.
And a fantastic hero to have that sort of rune control on. As the Storm.
One of the best, in fact. Gets a galvanized stack, of course, there as we saw, bringing down XM. And Satanic is going to get to hit these creeps. I feel like this is going to be a pretty slow one, Owen. We are very likely to get to these 40+ stages with an AM versus Terrorblade lineup.
And I feel that's going to be a bit risky for PVISION, if anything, because I feel like XG, when they have like the XM Sniper, the Arme Terrorblade, this lineup is so prepared to play the later team fights.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is definitely a very, very exciting game that we have kicking in here in terms of early and even potential late game. I think that XG is going to want to set the tempo, though, with their early moves around these 2 supports and around XM Sniper.
So if they're going to be ready to go up to the high ground, it's a little bit spooky what's to steal the tier 1 here, so they'll just focus the objective first.
That's a big deal. They're taking out all the towers.
Super early.
Yeah.
10 minutes in, all 3 tier 1s are going to be taken here by XG.
So many games I've seen that PVISION is able to just come out of lanes, get these dominators, and just control the lanes, pretty much positioning through the next 10+ minutes. This is not going to be one of those games, as we're seeing XG with very good responses so far. Another power rune, of course, for no one. He's got the haste rune. Xnova trying to find the level 6. Trying to find the level 5. He's getting gone on.
I'm going to go for the dive. TP coming in, not enough burst to kill Xnova off, and now no one's got to back away. Has got the haste, but can't dance around too close to the tower anymore.
Top, Satanic, working on Ame.
See if they can get him out of this one. Stampede comes into play. That's going to be enough to allow Ame to step to the side and get off an easy Sunder. Says thanks for the HP there, no one, as he's just straight back up to full.
No one tried to dodge it there with the ball lightning, but Ame very well prepared, had that Lotus. He actually has both of the Lotuses. They've given it to the Terrorblade to make sure that he doesn't get mana burned.
Satanic still sticking around. How's the backup of Ducalis? Ducalis, of course, yet to hit the level 6 though. Now I'm able to Xnova by his side. Ready to start pulling Satanic away here with the Metamorphosis.
They're both just playing versus each other with the Dominator. Ame's trying to kill it, but Satanic with the micro gets it away. Bottom, DM starting to get some pressure here. XXS trying to hold it.
I should be able to do a pretty good job.
Ooh, takes the board.
Tower. They've got the kisses coming in, slowing DM down, allowing him to close in to get into the double edge of the stomp, but Ducalis is in with the save. DM, it's going to be fine for now.
Great positioning. Good move there from Ducalis. Clever play from XXS, taking the board with the Dominator, trying to use that slow versus DM, but that is going to be kisses used and not netting a kill. This Oracle pick, we saw it the other day too, or yesterday, how strong it could be versus Snapfire. And potentially always just saving with that Fate's Edict alone.
It's definitely got to be a bit of a concern though from PVISION, the fact that XM is getting so much space. You know, we've seen so many of these games where he's at the top and he doesn't let it slip away from him in the mid. Nice little bit of a freebie there for the 2 of them, Xnova and XM, taking out 9 Class.
Stupendous. The fact that Ame is getting slowed down a little bit here, but yeah, XM,
he's getting so much.
Hey, look how aggressive he's posturing as well. He's got the 2 supports behind him. As long as he knows where the Storm is, in most situations, he can survive. And he's not that squishy, right? That's what we've seen from XM time and time again. He builds a bit tanky because he's got this Dragon Lance, he's got all these small stat items.
Yeah, it's not easy to go on him,
no.
Especially when he has the supports in position as he has done. I mean, one of the reasons why XG are so good with the XM sniper is just because how well as a team, they know how to play around him.
Yeah, it does feel like they always do have these like double saving supports in particular to protect some of these riskier picks. Level 6 has been hit, so Xnova does have that finished on the Bane. The grip is at the ready, but Oracle as well. Ducalis has the counter with the false promise. And I should have pointed this out way sooner, so sorry about that. But 9 class, an interesting facet choice. I think most of the times we've seen the seed money be the choice. He sometimes passes off a bottle level 1. He's gone for Mixologist, so it's going to be interesting what he's going to be looking to do, either with the Berserk Potion or what it could be. That's 2-2. Very slow paced.
Yeah, XG will continue to, of course, keep a presence on this bottom lane. They don't want to allow DM to find any sort of opportunity to take early tier 1s away from them.
This is his home. The Crimson Guard is soon finished up. It's going to block a lot of the early damage. And PVISION definitely does have perhaps some damage issues early on, but they are looking to just farm. Storm and AM. As we said, this game very potential to go to quite late stages.
And they're all pretty much hitting their timings.
They are.
You know, from the lowest net worth core to the top, it's less than 1k gold between them. They'll get the jump with a cookie. The XM is here ready to offer up the damage. They get the Hoofstorm connection on towards no one. It's a heavy bit of burst damage, but plenty of mana still at the ready to get out. Just going to make the quick move up towards the top. I mean, Satanic and Ducalis are looking to maybe try and make something happen against Arme.
Tough to go for it. Satanic has to be careful.
So much damage here from the Metamorphosized Illusions.
And Ame is just always holding a Healing Lotus, so he has the chance to be able to pop that Lotus and Sunder if anything does go wrong.
And he's got backup.
He does.
You can see the movements from the rest of Extreme, meaning that they have this presence of Jin-Q and Xnova very close by. And a Stampede at the ready to press.
They're smoked up again. As you said, they have the Fiend's Grip ready. They have the Kisses. Ults are ready to go if they catch a target.
DM doesn't expect this mid maybe with the amount of focus that was being put on the top lane. He might feel a little too safe here. Kisses coming in. They've got the grip at the ready as well. No one will zip forward, be able to stop the grip and make sure the DM is able to walk away.
Too tanky. He's got the helm finished up already, so a 2,000 HP Beastmaster, even with Kisses. Not able to get that finish up as no one comes in, gets a kill. Another Galvanized stack. Even though it's very slow-paced game, he is up to 5.
Ends up being, just a little bit too ambitious of a play there from XG.
Really wanting to try to make some type of move to slow down the farm of this Beastmaster, but an immediate answer. And that's 2 ultis used. Does PVISION want to take advantage of that, or are they just going to sit back and farm? It feels like it's just going to be a sit back and farm.
I think as long as Satanic is sort of getting space, they'll be happy. Still on track to at a very respectable timing here on the Battle Fury.
Bottom, PVISION wanting to maybe slowly whittle down this tower, but I immediately saw XG. They're pinging it, so they do want to defend this, but it is low.
Let's have a look. I mean, XXS doesn't have a TP at the moment, so he's just going to have to walk down here. Won't be able to get her in time, so finally DM is able to claim that bottom tier 1.
And immediately I see the circle drawn, right, from Ducalis. He's like, we now have access to this bottom side of the map to potentially farm or pressure.
See what they can do down here. 2 of them still hanging around, but I mean, as we've seen, it takes a lot to kill DM.
It does.
Even if they get that opening stun onto it.
I mean, the 2 offlaners are going the exact same build, Owen. Well, besides not upgrading the Dominator to the Overlord on the Centaur, but going for that Crimson Guard afterwards, so gonna mitigate a ton of damage in this early game.
Xnova.
PVISION
ready to join the rest of the boys down here.
I mean, Ame's been up here for a long time.
They really want to try and get him. See if they can. Concoction at the ready. It's good lockdown. Satanic ready to bring in the damage. Can he get anything off? He can!
Thunder.
The Thunder's there, Arme! Just in time. Those final moments, able to get it out as the lockdown comes to an end.
Gets the heal. He's been carrying it the whole time, that Healing Lotus. The first time he gets the Sunder off because of it, the second time also.
Are so close. They just needed that little bit more. I mean, was there any way they could have better kind of layered the stuns? I don't think so, right? They did it as best they could, but it wasn't enough to stop him from getting the save off.
Oh, 30 HP, he gets it. Ame doing the math.
I mean, he's loving life on this top corner of the map. He's been in pretty much for the last
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Literally 10 minutes. Satanic
And stepping up.
Got the sleep.
He's got Ducalis behind him.
Very difficult to punish this anti-mage. Does feel like both teams pretty content though.
It's a
both are
start.
farming. They're both very happy.
Such a close start this time around. I think this is what you sort of wanted to see here between these two teams, rather than a very one-sided affair.
Maybe more kills in particular for us. But that's okay.
I'm sure they'll come. You know, the later stages of this game are going to be insane. I can already feel it. They'll start just the build-up here for now between XG and PVISION.
It is pretty crazy how we don't have the craziest amount of team fight in particular. Some games, right? Like that last one, we have Solar Guardian, Black Hole, etc. This one, pretty limited team fight spells in particular. It's a lot of single target that's going to be coming out in this game.
I like sort of the balance though of like the cores in terms of like the priority and importance of them, right? Both have this kind of traditional hard carry, the Terrorblade, the Anti-Mage, but at the same time, both mid, Sniper, and of course the Storm Spirit, no one. These two mids can absolutely scale and carry themselves on their own back, so...
It does feel like a very balanced situation that is coming in here.
Obviously, they'll back off for now, PVISION.
9 class, how's he doing? He's got the blink finished up. Shard almost done as well. Then we'll probably see those Aghanims if he wants to go that route. There's also potential for Lotus Orb. It's a fantastic Lotus game, as we've seen in multiple different situations. Versus either the Bane, versus the TB Sunder. Definitely have a huge effect there. Tormentor contest is going to be an interesting one, because as we've seen in almost every single game, most teams immediately at that 20-minute mark, they start to prepare for it. So let's see if we are going to have that contest and who's going to be more prepared for it. As you said, Ame's been up here for 12 minutes now and has been yet to be pushed out.
Now we're going to see both him and Satanic be so close on farm in this game. And we can see already, you know, just a few hundred gold between the two of them, the Terrorblade and the Anti-Mage.
This will be an interesting pickup if Ame does commit for it. If he does go down the route of this butterfly,
I like it.
He'll be really strong in terms of the group up when his team goes for it. How do they focus fire him?
And it's just so annoying for these two heroes, right? The Anti-Mage does not want to be buying an MKB.
No.
Let alone at all, really, normally, and definitely not anytime soon, and the same for the Storm, right? You don't want to be buying any sort of True Strike on the Storm, so that evasion's going to do massive things.
He goes Witchblade at least, right? So at least you do have a bit of that True Strike.
Sure.
Yeah, some of it, but... Power Rune?
There's the jump. XXS gets the opening hoof stop. Concoction thrown down onto him. They'll lay down the kisses. Try to push back PVISION.
They do not want to go on the tanky hero. XXS trying to chase. He's got another blink up.
I mean, Ame's looking to see if he can kind of get the wraparound on this one. Jump forward. Concoction at the ready. 9 class able to put a stop to any hoof stomp opportunities that XXS was trying to find. But the pressure there onto the tier 2. XM and Ame ready to push on.
They're looking at the objectives.
Yeah, and again, just sort of matching what we saw in terms of timings from PVISION in that game 1. XG playing so much faster this time round, and it's giving them such a higher chance of having success in this game.
Absolutely. I mean, Ame getting some good timings here, but they're going to sack the Tormentor.
They'll take the trade, yeah, PVISION. And XXS is making his way over, but they won't be able to get her in time to stop this, so... Sharp for Ducalis.
Very heads-up play there from PVISION.
See if they still manage to try and find a fight out of this XG. They're making their way over under the cover of smoke.
They might have to sacrifice 9 class.
X-Nova watching from the high ground. Ducalis, he's going to be focused first.
They got the
shot down. See what they can look for more. But the spell's there. He gets the blink up for the high ground. The assassinate's in. Jump forward with the cookie. The concoction will hold back Xingqiu, but Satanic will fall as the lockdown enough for XM to take him out and now maybe be able to turn for more as the chase continues over towards 9 class. That blink up though.
Getting cut off.
Find out. They're going to try and continue to chase. X-Nova's able to get the range for the sleep. So the chase will be a success as 9 class killed off as well.
What a play. Great wraparound, understanding we're not going to make it in time for Tormentor, but we can absolutely take the fight. I think the Shrapnel actually woke up the AM, allowed him to get the counterspell off with Zafine's grip, but either way, they have the chain stun afterwards to lock him down and bring him down. XG, very prepared this game. Butterfly is getting closer and closer for Ame.
So early on this Terrorblade.
How do you fight versus a Butterfly Terrorblade if they're set up as a unit in particular, right? Catching him alone, absolutely. You can perhaps do that, but when he's grouped with a Butterfly, it's going to be very problematic.
It's going to be a super tough kill.
Blocks so much of their damage, right? It's a lot of physical from PVISION this time around. It's going to be very interesting to see what they want to do here. As a lot of gold saved up. Xnova wondering what build he wants to go for. Is it going to be something like a Blink on the Bane, perhaps, that he wants to go for? We'll have to see what option, as he's quite rich also.
And Ame knowing that he could just continue to live his life up in this top corner. Nobody's able to do anything about him.
It is pretty wild that he's been there for 14+ minutes without being able to get pushed out.
And PVISION just not being given any sort of opportunity to really approach any further tier 1s. You know, the tier 1 in the mid lane also just barely taken any sort of damage from any sort of pressure. PVISION, they can't really push on outside of DM. They're going to try and bring the action in around the mid now as they get the jump in onto Xingqiu.
Radiant's middle tower.
We'll find him.
Maybe can get some decent damage onto this tower here too with the Reign of Destiny, as we see no one just getting healed up.
Xnova and XXS ready to turn up though for the defense.
Okay, the choice is going to be a Glimmer for Xnova. He's going to be bringing it out soon. XXS, every time a tower push comes out, the Centaur gets parked in front of it. PVISION wanting to look to strike elsewhere.
It's going to be difficult to find XM Sniper though. Typically a sort of step ahead of any sort of sweep of the map that enemies try for against him. Very hard to find.
And very defensive build that he's gone for too. As we said, he likes to build a bit tankier on his sniper. Linken's is going to be the next choice to prevent either a roar or any of these single target abilities, as we see PVISION have.
They still, of course, have a lot of gap closure.
They do.
2 cores.
They absolutely
both having ways to jump straight on top of the sniper in these team fights.
I mean, this game is, you know, it's low kill count, but it's as tense as ever. Both are getting exactly what they want out of the map here.
Bounty.
That butterfly, it's finished. Let's see what XG wants to do and how they want to force. Are they going to perhaps wait for Roche to shift toward the top side before they look for a potential go on it? Because they can bring that Roche down very quick. 9class is looking for a potential setup here.
He's going to try. Satanic's in as well, but XXS has put the stop on towards 9class. They've got the Stampede as well, so 9class, he's got to run. The Metamorphosis comes out as 9class trying to set something up there with Satanic. But even if XXS wasn't there, I don't know, would these two have been able to deal with Ame at this point? This Terrorplate's massive.
Unlikely versus that butterfly. The build is working for XG right now, and XXS, he is everywhere. It feels like you look away for a second, and then boom, the Centaur is just there to protect. And there's that Lotus Sword finished up for him.
I mean, they might as well see what happens when they push the high ground. They've hit the timing here with this butterfly pickup.
They've got a Crimson to slow things down.
Now what? Able to clear out the wave. We'll slow down the push for now.
These are heads-up moves. Nullifier for DM. Very early pickup that he's got this finished. Can't get rid of these Glimmers in particular, but as you said, Lotus, Linken's, they've got ways to protect each other. And Roche, it is shifting now. It is on that top side.
Just going for the straight-up damage as well, Ame. He's got the Chrysalis on the way out, going for that full Daedalus. I mean, if he gets that, these fights are going to be so difficult for Satanic, right? Even though he's very close in farm, it does feel like if he makes a blink in, and somehow, you know, some way they're able to keep each other protected, and you're seeing the damage with the two of them. They're going to try and go on XXS. They've got the roll, but the kisses are coming in, and XXS, he's so tanky. They barely get him down to half HP. The grip's there, controlling Satanic. See if he can get out toward the end of it. No, who's done the cookie? But there's the save. Ducalis comes in, bails Satanic out. But PVISION, they've got to run, because Ame's turned up to the fight. Ducalis cannot escape. PVISION, they do manage to eventually bring XXS down, but it takes so much.
Look how much damage he absorbed. You can just look at the fight recap. That's pretty much all Centaur taking that damage from the entirety of PVISION. That's exactly what you want from your Centaur.
And now they could just move into the Roche XG. They didn't get the core kills, but they got enough out of PVISION in terms of ultimates and attempts to fight that they can walk into the pit very freely and secure themselves this Aegis.
I mean, Ame able to just walk in and join, do Roche even without meta. So they're going to have meta to potentially push toward high ground, Owen. PVISION, what's the approach going to be?
It's going to be tough. I mean, we're seeing already that it's just so difficult for Satanic to blink in and get involved in the fights, because if Ame and XM are not controlled, this anti-mage will get destroyed.
Absolutely. They have way too much damage for him. And it's difficult for them to reach these backlines, even if they do have these, you know, these jumpers, as we've been saying, to get to it. XXS has just been the body that they need. Satanic is going to be going for his butterfly of his own, so he is going to look to match that aggression that's coming from Ame, but Ame does have that advantage of net worth at the moment.
Dire's middle tower.
And just overall damage output when he has the Metamorphosis ready.
Oh yeah.
See PVISION. We'll see what the call is going to be here for the next 4 minutes.
Probably just try to stall things out so they can't reach the base, right? Get your own push, cut the waves as much as possible. That Daedalus soon on the horizon.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, well, he's easily be able to have it picked up and still have a kind of 2+ minutes to play for.
Satanic.
Trying to go on XXS, but
He'll burn all the mana. That is very annoying. But he does have the stick. He does always have Lotuses to be able to pump himself back up.
Sweeping over towards Ame. But again, it feels like, how do you even go on this Terrorblade right now? You have to have all 5, right?
You do. And he has to be out of position. If he's with the team, it feels like it's very difficult to kill him.
I mean, stepping pretty far forward, but of course has this Aegis. He feels that relaxed right now.
He's pretty far up.
They're going to try and start something. See what they can do. Easy man to dodge there.
Even as the Lincolns just in case. XM is right behind him.
That's the full Daedalus. So 28 minutes in, Butterfly Daedalus, level 20 Terrorblade. That sounds pretty terrifying.
It does. Ame is posturing so aggressively in this game. Grouped up, looking for the potential push. We see DM, he is doing the cutting. So he is sending the Ancient Ice Shaman on that far left side with his Boars as well to just slow things down.
There's the completed Miona for XM. Everything coming together. They do need to say, have the butterfly done on Satanic, but it's still so difficult for him to fight back against these two.
I feel like they're going to push. They're going to look for a Rax here with this Aegis.
See what PVISION can do. Have they got what it takes at the moment to be able to defend against this level of push?
It's just so much physical damage.
It really is. He spends a few seconds on the front and he gets about half his HP taken away in an instant.
Even with the butterfly, they're going right through it.
Radiant
Crimson Guard again, but the towers are getting whittled down.
structures are fortified.
No one will cut the wave, so that is the last creep wave. So they're going to have to back up and reset.
Yeah, very close to having the Shiva's Guard done as well, no one, so...
They're looking to just continue, right? They need more time to be able to deal with this Terrorblade and Sniper. But is time really going to benefit them that much with the way that XG's been able to play so far? DM.
Now they'll be able to deal with this hit. Bringing XM over as well.
Kill it.
Oh, yep. XM. He'll have it.
Yes. Smoke up, PVISION. They're getting outside.
They're going to get the jump on Ame. He's going to be gone the once.
Can they do it again? They've got a roar.
Backup's on the way for Ame. So they can get the opening stampedes there. Lincoln's ready to keep it protected. He's able to walk it off.
Far too difficult for them to get the setup. XM just covering him every time with the Lincolns. Too hard for DM to get the roar, even with the nullifier to break. Here comes the push again. 30 seconds on meta. No Aegis.
And we'll see if XG still feels strong without it.
Feels like they do. Base ward taken out. Ducalis did find it. Here comes that push. Tower's low.
And they've got it. Tier 3 to 4.
Middle tower has fallen.
So they want to keep going here, XG. XM. Oh, he's getting this die in. Answers there for Satanic. Shiva's Guard now done on no one.
Satanic is having to stay here in the base, though, which means he's not getting that extra farm. He's having to be here for the defense.
There's the smoke. They're going to try and get the surprise jump. See if they can get the wraparound, potentially. So coming in from the side here. Good angle from PVISION. XG prepared for this one. No one ready to try and scout out the backlines. He's in. Makes the jump, but now he jumps out. Tries to bait out spells and items in for XG. But XXS, he's in with the jump. He gets the 3-man hoop stop. A beautiful follow-up there from XXS allows them to take down 9 class immediately. As XG, they're ready to step up to the barracks.
They're ready for every move, Owen. Immediately backing themselves up, gathering as a unit, so PVISION can't find a target.
So they're trying to bait out some of these stuns and spells, but Ducalis gets shot down by XM. The barracks are gone.
The strategy is working, Owen. XG, they're looking to get a 2-rax advantage.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere. They're sticking around for a second set at the least. I mean, no one again trying to turn their attention away from the objectives, but these racks, they fall so fast here to the damage of Ame and XM.
Ame is playing his heart out this game. Beautiful build, beautiful rotation, surviving the ganks. an AK lead with massive structural damage.
PVISION, what's the plan go? Satanic, he's even though he's kind of close on the net worth, you're really just feeling how difficult of a matchup it is for him to play into as this anti-mage, dealing with both a sniper and a Terrorblade that are ahead of you in farm. It seems almost impossible for the AM.
It really feels like they just don't have the damage to go through what XG has by any means. XXS with his build of this Crimson, it blocks everything that PVISION wants to do to walk into him. Aghanims is done, so that's the first one here for 9 class. He's gonna give it a no one, I imagine.
Yep, yeah, no one's got it ready to go.
Yep.
So if they have that setup, maybe some sort of multi-man vortex into like a concoction.
They're going to need a big multi-hero stun in order to have a chance in that next push, because it's going to come very soon. The auras are all there. Aghanim's now also finished up for XXS, so another save
So
potential.
many saves.
Yep.
So many ways to keep XM or Arme safe if they get jumped.
And this might be one of the better cart games, too. You have 2 of the best heroes, it feels like, to utilize in their range. They can actually just wallop heroes from a distance.
And XM's pretty much got his Monkey King bar done.
Oh boy, yeah, this feels harder and harder for Satanic. He's got the Basher, but look at his HP pool too, right? Satanic is not going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with these heroes.
XG. They could definitely just sort of deal with the lanes, wait out for the next Roshan. Should be coming up pretty shortly.
Next items, like you said, MKB is done for XM, and I believe a Lincoln's about to be done for Ame. How do you get through these?
PVISION definitely do what they can to try and set the map up themselves so they can have a say on the Roshan, at least give themselves an opportunity maybe to see if no one can get a steal off. That's the Storm Spirit.
No one.
I just can't get anywhere close.
It is really just such insane damage that XG does have. And immediately they're not splitting up either is the thing. Immediately they're all together as 5. The lanes are in a good position for them as well with the TB sending the illusions. So they're ready for the fight.
Yeah, Lincoln's on Arme. Ready with the smoke, XG. They know that PVISION's going to be out on the map a little bit.
Roche, how long's it going to be? It's a quick spawn.
I mean, they're showing here on the top lane. XXS, he's having a good off the room with the South P. DM is gone. No one has to zip away. Takalis will turn up here ready to help out, but they have to continue to back off. Tinto is not a safe space right now.
DM spent his gold. He bought the Vlad, so he's dead for 60 seconds.
Pushing forward at the timing with the Wisdom coming up, so another one of those to be taken by Extreme.
And we see XG, if they catch a hero, the hero is dead. On PVISION, if they catch a hero, the hero does not really take much damage whatsoever. It doesn't matter who it is.
And they're ready to try and tickle at the base again. They don't even need the Aegis, they feel that strong. Satanic is looking for an angle at the back lines, but XXS finds them, he's in with the jump onto the 2 of them. Perfectly ready, Satanic will make a jump over there for the car. XXS with the save, Satanic shot down by XM, it is over. GG is called. Extreme, they may have had a rough game 1, but this game 2, Fox, they're looking better than ever. They push us to a game 3 here in the lower bracket.
That was a very strategical approach to this game. Honestly, this move from Ame, dictating the pace of the game pretty early. 7 minutes, rotating top, taking the tower, stayed there for what? It felt like what, 14 minutes that he's farming in that top lane. XXS defending every single tower. PVISION, it felt like they were like, okay, yes, we're getting what we want out of the map, but
first phase, but I think in the second phase you might need to remove it. I mean,
but at the same
out of the
time,
lane, but they wanted to
Medusa
have
would lane well into the beast.
Yes.
You know, like the beast doesn't like to play into the Medusa's lane. I do feel like you can't use the heal.
I mean, what about Bristle, though? Because Bristle's just giving Medusa free stick charges, right? Yes. So.
All right.
Power fans also shout when they smoke then.
Okay, well, fair enough for you, sir. All right, fantastic. Well, as we get into the game here, we've seen some pretty interesting picks, especially those last picks. I know you were probably hoping for another PO last pick from them. Unfortunately, pan out, but the carry seemed to be extremely important in this series. Would you say that the carry is the most important role that you've seen so far when facing this team?
Everyone is important. It's a team game. If you think like this, you're gonna lose.
All right, fantastic. And last question, of course, those surprise last picks. We do see the Dusa. No chance to pick the Animage on this one against it. How do you think you're going to be faring against this Dusa?
We pre-picked to it because Chen has mana burn creep, so we were expecting, it's expected.
Okay, all right. You almost gave me away some there. You never tell me anything. It was for the mana burn creep. They got it. Write that one down, pubbers. All right, my man. I'm going to give you the mic on this one. Last time, potentially, that you could be holding the mic on this stage. Probably not, though. So please, have your moment. Say something to the fans and have your word. Please, I'm giving it to you. This is full trust. Go for it.
It's a pleasure to be here, to hear the fans cheering. No matter for us, for Extreme, it's amazing to be here. The atmosphere, it's fucking TI, boys. It's amazing. Thank you, everyone that is part of this community. Thanks, let's go. Bora caralho.
And I'm sure we'll be seeing this man in the grand finals. Thank you so much for everything that you guys have brought so far, and we'll continue to bring as we go. That's my boy! It's game 3.
So there we go. I mean, Astini, absolutely correct there. The atmosphere has been phenomenal this year here in Hamburg. Thanks to you guys all here in the Barclays Arena. And let's get into the action. It's game 3 time, Fog. Extreme versus PVISION. We're going to find out who's going to make it up to the grand finals later today to face Team Falcons. What do you make of the drafts? Because first thing I see XG getting that super strong duo straight through out of the gate.
Yep.
The Snapfire and that Centaur combo.
Let's see if there is going to be that answer. Let's see whose strategy comes in superior this time around, because this Medusa last pick, there's a lot of big benefits that it does have this game. They mentioned it on the panel about how versus that Bristle, right, he'll be able to just get those stick charges, constantly have mana in the lane. But my big thing that I want to point out is it's Medusa playing versus a minus armor strategy, and Medusa loves that because of the way the interaction works with the mana shield, since you don't have to worry as much.
I mean, how much of a strength do you think that is, as Astini sort of talks about having the Chen, having this, sort of potential ways to have something that might cause issues for the Medusa?
Not sure. Honestly, I feel like the Medusa is going to be pretty okay unless somehow just gets completely surrounded from some types of summons with the Beastmaster rotation too, because Bristle just feeds you sticks. You're always going to have stick charges. Yes, Warlock's heal isn't going to be as effective, but you definitely can do quite a bit down here in terms of protecting Ame. We'll see how much that mana burn is effective, though, since they killed it immediately. Dies almost at an instant. And yeah, like you said, the top lane, right? It's XXS playing the Centaur. He was absolutely ridiculous last game.
Oh, he was.
A perfect game from him. And Jinq, he's playing his classic. And another small thing to touch on as well. I'd be small, but 9class is playing a more normal style hero. He's playing a ranged hero. So, gonna see what he's gonna be able to do with this one.
Absolutely. Still obviously a very strong hero. We've seen a lot of Hoodwink come through and some people popping off on this hero. Yeah, eyes on 9class, see what he's able to pull off this game. And with this sort of lane setup, but we talk about obviously the strengths of the XG getting this classic combo that they'll go for if they can get. Yeah, how hard of a lane is it going to be for Satanic, or should he be fairly safe up here?
It's been a traditional counterpick, the TA versus the Centaur, since it's very low armor on Centaur. Once you get the meld points, it can really start to add up, but this lane is just strong, right? That's the thing about this Snapfire and Centaur. Even if they're versus some type of quote-unquote counters, they can absolutely trade. And you'll see him adapt his build slightly on XXS. He buys an early ring of protection this game to counteract some of that physical, and then he's still just going to go the Dominator build, which is very good versus the minus armor.
And looking at the mid, I thought we have seen some games where, you know, a puck gets through and not a lot of lockdown is drafted against that. Is this one of those as well where you're kind of like, this puck could be a bit slippery, or do you see PVISION having those opportunities to trip XM up in the mid game?
Could absolutely be slippery, but I think, like Astini was saying, their draft this time around is more about just like grouping up and pushing rather than catching the puck in particular, but they will have tools anyway, right? The TA traps is probably going to be the best tools, that silence, to be able to lock down the puck once that shard does come out from the TA. But I think it's more about them they're looking to group up and barrel down those lanes very early on PVISION and set that tempo this time around. And Alme's mana is getting burned. So far, Ducalis is being pretty effective with those, but he does have mangoes to work with, so he is still getting his own out of the lane. Yeah,
not quite able to sort of stop Arme from getting the CS down here, getting pretty much the same as Satanic's finding on that top lane as the Templar Assassin.
And XXS, he's got the helm finished up, so it does feel like he's going to be pretty free up here in terms of getting the last hits versus the Hoodwink and the TA.
Yeah, at the moment, it's pretty much that mid lane where we're seeing the biggest difference right now. Of course, some of those denies being the bores of no one, but even outside of that, very much having the advantage against XM's puck on these first few waves mid.
Yeah, a bit more than half a level advantage at the moment for no one. Having a fantastic start to it. And checking the runes constantly, right? That's going to be the hard thing for the puck to get the fill up when you're playing versus Beastmaster. He sends a board to one side, can go check the rune at the other one. He'll deny the top rune. And even Ducalis was actually making the move over to protect the rune as well, as we saw there with the Chen. Since his only real job is just to send this creep to mana burn the Medusa to make sure that DM can have a nice and solid lane.
Yeah, for sure. Well, because for the most part, DM, he's not going to die against these two heroes, right? So another one of these offlaner heroes that's very, very safe to sort of be left on its own.
Most times versus the Warlock, right? It's not really ever a hero that likes to get, or wants, or can get kills inside the laning phase. It's very unlikely in these terms of play.
And of course, even on the top lane, honestly, I mean, there's sort of freedom for, as we've seen already, 9 class to head away, get some stacks going, because Satanic, as the TA, with the refraction potential, you're not really going to kill this TA unless you're bringing in a +1 or making some sort of move through the twin gate.
Yeah, unless he makes a big mistake and steps up too far forward, but Satanic rarely does that, and Hoodwink is a very effective double stacker.
Yeah, we're seeing it here. A lot of stacks already being built up just 5 minutes in.
Xingqiu is doing similar, as we do see. It's not the same, you know, he doesn't have 3 stacks on each, but the double stacks are prepared. And now the lane's starting to be broken. 5 minutes in, Xingqiu looking to put a bit more pressure onto no one.
And who would you imagine these stacks are going to be for? Is it for the TA, the Beast, or the Bristle?
Which ones? The ones in the
PVISION stacks in the safe lane, in their own jungle.
Satanic. They're usually just about enabling Satanic, yeah. Farms them super fast as well. But maybe if no one sees an opportunity, like if he's just going to get his bottle filled up, maybe he will clear 1 or 2. Either one of them is probably fine. Bottom DM is starting to cut the creep wave, since there's no way for them to really stop him. A 1k lead at the moment for the side of PVISION, just off of these lanes. Power rune, 10 seconds. Both supports looking to rotate on the side of PVISION. And it does look Satanic. Satanic's just going to go work on the stacks now.
Yeah, it's just a bit too much, as you said, with the supports coming in for XM to have a chance of looking towards that.
XM?
The amplified damage rune will go the way of no one.
I mean, Ducalis is starting to get some good damage onto him.
Quite a bit there.
DM is here.
I mean, XM could still be in trouble with the old board he uses. He's able to jump down to the low ground with the waning rift. Another set of the axes, though. Ooh, it's close. But XM will survive.
Holy moly, 10 HP. Almost gets brought down there from the amp damage coming in from the Beast. Waning rift, perfectly placed from him as well. A lot of attention on these lanes from the side of PVISION.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Top, Satanic, top of the net worth. Getting the most out of this laning stage. All 3 cores in a fantastic spot on PVISION.
XXS Dominator's about to be finished, so that pressure in the top lane is going to start to ramp up a little more here. But Satanic, he can just clear out the wave very quickly, go to the jungle, get that effective farm. And no one, he actually stole some of the stack as we saw there. So with the axes, he was able to prevent them from clearing their own stacks. And Ducalis.
XM has to go immediately for the TP out, and whereas Ducalis would have been able to body block his escape there with the summons.
Yeah, so nice move. I mean, XXS goes back to his creeps, and he's like, hey, there's no stack here anymore. Q, you lied to me. As it was taken away from the Beastmaster. 2k lead, just up on lanes. So the positioning of the lanes has been very smart with them having the Chen bottom so far.
And look at this movement. We're going to get PVISION coming in with a pretty early play down towards the bottom. The 2 of them heading over to try and see if they can catch Arme.
This is really cool. With Satanic coming in,
Arme has got the 21 charges. We'll be able to pop them. Has a Mango as well. We'll see if that's enough though to save it though, because Satanic's in on top of him. Arme trying to run away, but now he's out of options. No more mana to play with. They kill off the two of them and can get the pressure onto the tower.
Oh, and the timing. Look at XXS. He was 7 XP from hitting 6 for Stampede. If he had it, maybe they could have bailed and gotten out of there, but a perfect move from PVISION to take advantage of those Stampede.
They're playing fast here, PVISION.
Really
They're trying to get back to sort of the level that they were performing at in terms of speed in game 1.
They truly are looking to set that tempo this game, and it is a very, very strong tempo trap that they do have. All heroes very good at taking objectives early on, good at taking the Roche.
I mean, this is the thing, right? They're good at taking objectives, and they're also good at defending objectives, right? If you're Extreme and you're now sort of saying, well, we want to try and push back, get some tier 1s in our favor, suddenly this Bristle's turning up, or you've got the Beast or the Hope-Wing spamming out the waves. It's not easy this game for Extreme to get anywhere close to the tempo that they were playing in game 2.
No, absolutely not. They do have a lot more team fight, I would say, this time around on the side of XG than we saw from either side last game, but if you fall behind too far in the lane, sometimes team fight can be problematic.
Because this indeed is quite an early gold lead coming up to the 3 to 4K, just 9 minutes in. They're getting a lot out of the map here, PVISION.
Can we get the stack counter? It's gonna have to come up pretty soon. They've gotten, I believe, over 10 stacks already.
I mean, 9 Class has done so much here.
Yeah.
As you say, playing something a bit different to what he normally does, but showing that he can get some easy stacks going here for the team.
Mid lane, XM hangs on to the haste rune. That was a roar used. Yeah, the efficiency game from PVISION with these lanes looking hot so far.
XXS. I mean, what sort of direction do you think he wants to be going this game with his build? He's got 1,200 gold saved up. Is he considering rushing the auras again, or did he want to get the blink early this time?
Yeah, there are those stacks. So 8 to 2 right now. I'm thinking he might still do the Crimson if they do see people just start barreling down and running down the lanes, but he queues up the Lotus for now. So
okay.
Wanting to reflect the roar.
Okay.
Interesting one.
They're getting a little earlier than we normally see. Top. They're going to go in with the Dream Coil. I mean, should be a pretty dead 9 Class here. As I'll get the bushwhack off, but won't be able to survive. This X-Nova turns up, secures the kill.
Trap will slow down the push though, taking out some of the creeps. They will put down the sentry to stop that D-push.
XM trying to deal with the mid, but again having a complete mana pool being drained here by the pressure of Ducalis.
Yeah, he's actually being very annoying on this Chen so far.
Yeah, he's drained a lot of mana this game.
He sure has. So for Ame, it's gonna have to be back to the jungle, slow the pace down for him. PVISION, they're looking to defend their towers. They want to play this early game. A lot of heroes top though for XG. Stampede's at the ready. They have Golem if he does pop the Grimoire. Kiss is still not at the ready though.
Satanic feeling confident.
Without Kisses, pretty unlikely that they can bring him down just yet. So for Xingqiu, a bit under-leveled this time around.
Now, mate, on the bottom side of things, we'll still have to do a bit of catching up. You know, it's about 2K coming up between the carries right now. Just 11 minutes in, quite the difference. So they're going to need a fair bit of time, XG, to regain a hold on this game.
Yeah, Ame's looking for some late game, some pretty late game on this Dusa in particular. Even going for the Dormant Curio as we saw there with the Mystical. Stacks will be worked on, and he does buy the plate mail. So XXS has shown the build that he wants to go for this time around.
And I imagine we'll see sort of similar things coming out from the supports. Just everything they can buy to just sort of throw down onto the Medusa and keep Ame alive in the fights and in the defenses that are going to likely have to come together quite early this game if PVISION keep up this sort of tempo.
There definitely is a lot of value to these Solar Crests and Lotuses being thrown onto this Dusa in particular, just to protect versus the massive physical that can come out here. XM trying to whittle down this mid tower, but Ducalis is just sticking around, clearing the creep wave as well, putting himself in a very safe position to not get ganked too.
Yeah, pretty much impossible to get to him. I mean, kind of for the whole lineup as well. Like, it's hard to sort of see a way that Extreme can catch out Satanic top, right? Like, how do you get the catch on this TA? How do you slow Satanic down?
It's only if he's out of position and you have Kisses, right? And you have them somehow sandwich on him. But Kisses have now been obtained. Level 6 is there for the Snapfire, but the way Satanic's playing, he's not really showing on the lane, right? Clears the wave super fast, backs up, goes to jungle. He is getting enabled pretty fast here. The Deso's going to come out probably pre-14 minutes.
Absolutely, thanks to these stack-ups. The stacks coming out for 9 class.
Yeah.
Satanic getting so much here.
Looks like XG wants to take this tower. They want to try to slow down how much the Templar Assassin is getting, but it's already almost 13 minutes in and they haven't taken out this tower. That's a pretty big deal.
Much slower from them this game 3 as opposed to the game 2.
And instantly, Ducalis, when he sees an opportunity, starts pushing mid as the Chen as well. Rotations are coming in, but he's getting some damage here.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
They're going to lead in on him with the Golem.
All right.
They want Ducalis gone. And they should get him here. That's XM. Able to push at least the Chen off their side of the map. I mean, it's in a game where it's kind of as slow as this, there's no hesitation dropping these ultimates, even for the supports.
Yep, and then you can use your Golem to just cut waves or go contest some of these potential stacks too. So looks like they will go mid. We'll claim their secondary tower here.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, will at least sort of relieve some of the potential pressure that PVISION might have looked to continue onto that mid-tier 1 tower. So being able to take out PVISION's, and that will ensure that they are able to hold their own for quite a bit longer around the mid.
PVISION is going to hit a pretty scary triple timing, it looks like. The pipe for the Bristle is going to be done, the Beastmaster's Ags is going to be done, and the Deso for the TA is going to be done. So see how XG wants to deal with those 3 core timings? Since they're not going to want to have their Dusa get involved too early, the Puck is pretty behind as well, and the Centaur's gone for more about the buff up Dusa build. So perhaps they are just going to look to play a bit more of that farm sit back, but that is going to open up PVISION to get these objectives.
Oh, for sure, right. Once those timings are done, they're going to group up and go straight for the Roshan, you'd imagine.
Yeah, Roche, and then it's got, I mean, very early one too, potentially, before that Tormentor by a significant margin. And yeah, Beast Ags is going to be done there. We see XXS, he's using his creep to be a little annoying there, to block some camps, prevent some of that farm from Satanic, but there's that Deso. It's done.
Excellent timings again, as we were seeing in that game 1 performance from Satanic on the carry.
And Lotus Orb is done. They might actually bring Ame into these fights. If they throw everything onto him and he shows up with Manta, it might be necessary to have him there if they want to look to contest, but I'm not even going to be able to get there in time, because look, the Roche is already getting started.
Yep, straight into the pit here.
It's going to die very fast here. The rally, the Aghanims is now delivered for the Beastmaster.
I mean, they don't even need Satanic to be around with the Deso. Nope. They're doing it without him.
This does not seem like they are aware. Mid lane, they use the coil for 9 class, but he's actually going to get away.
He's away. And that's Roshan gone.
Okay, no one uses the roar. It would perhaps just because it was going to start shifting positioning there. I'm not sure, but either way, 60 seconds, they get an Aegis.
Getting everything that they'd hoped for so far in this early game, PVISION. It all seems like it's going to plan for them.
And kisses were used, coil was used too, so they can get the push going. XG has to be careful.
Could start falling into sort of a similar position as that XG were in the game 1 of this series, which proved to be a very tough one for them. I mean, it's a question this time round. I mean, I guess overall, trusting in a Medusa in this day and age definitely feels a lot more secure than trusting in a PL, right? Ame definitely has more of a chance this time round to be able to carry this one.
If he can get to the butterfly timing, similar, I mean, not similar to TB, but in a kind of similar fashion in terms of how much physical damage he's playing against, how effective it can be, but PVISION just playing a bit too fast, a bit too clean so far here. 5K lead, TA at the absolute top, and his other cores, they're looking really good. This lineup definitely has a ton of synergy, as we're seeing on the side of PVISION.
And now with the Blink Dagger online as well for Satanic, it's already been impossible for them to find an opportunity to try and catch him out whilst he's been farming.
XM
should be able to jump out. 9 class. Not able to get the connection there. XM calls the bluff, continues, but
there's a Blink to chase
him. See how much he wants to continue to try and run him down. 9 class is going to have to bushwhack back up in a second if he could close in. They'll hit the scan. They know whereabouts XM is. To the corner he goes, but not going to have any lockdown in range. He's out.
There's a creep there.
Radiant's bottom tower
extra money.
is under attack.
Satanic will take that one. Ame cleaning up some creeps bottom. Actually can't finish them off from Ducalis. As XG. Blink is going to be the next choice for XXS. It's been a very passive style, passive itemization from them. So next, we'll have that to at least jump in and be that tanky bruiser for the team.
Yeah, no, they need that. And we saw how how great of opportunities he was able to find in that last game too as the Centaur.
I think
beautiful blink hoof stomps coming out from him there, and they need it now more than ever here in this Game 3 Extreme.
Absolutely, and he's got a lot of armor, right? But it does feel like there's an overwhelming amount of damage on PVISION this time that I don't think XXS is going to be able to do what he did last time with absorbing all the hits. The meld, the deso, the bristle. It adds up quickly.
They're trying to open up here on towards him, but Stampede is at the ready.
Wild Wing.
I do have a fair bit of control, not quite enough. So if they could continue to chase those, the Stampede comes to an end.
Can he get a boar hit onto him? It's starting to get a bit too far there.
He's going to be fine. Let's roar down, but at the same time, they were able to force out the Stampede. So an ultimate for an ultimate.
Makes Satanic feel even safer. Doesn't have to worry about any Stampede to close the gap onto him while he's just farming it up. Shard purchased up for Satanic as well now, so XM has to be pretty careful in terms of those traps in the next upcoming fight, if it does happen, since we haven't had any fights really. 2-2, 18 minutes.
An even slower one this time in terms of kills, but yeah, the pressure that's building up from PVISION, you can certainly feel it, so you'd imagine that Extreme, they're feeling it as well.
Yeah, let's see if they look to do similar about contesting that Roche in a way as that last time, since they do already have the wards set up top. About a minute and a half until that Tormentor does come up.
And looking set to sort of be able to line up this next round of timings, both No One and Satanic going for the BKBs next. We're going to see Extreme try to catch them by surprise. They're coming out with the smoke, seeing if they can kind of catch them separate from one another. No One is down on the bottom lane, but still has a minute left on the Aegis and does have Ducalis by his side.
XM looking for the angle.
Be able to clean out the summons first.
Just some money. He'll buy a blink as well. So double blink now on the Puck and the Centaur to be able to jump toward the backlines. But oh, the economy game. Look, it just continues growing.
Just making so much more.
Yeah.
I mean, Satanic now 3k gold ahead of that of Arme's Medusa. This T8 is getting out of control.
All three cores are just hitting creeps in a very good fashion. And now Beastmaster, they can look to play around No One. He still has this Aegis. 30 seconds till that Tormentor. It really does feel like they're getting everything out of the map here on PVISION. And XG, even though the Deuce is farming, the other two cores are falling behind.
It really feels like one of those games where they're going to have to go all in on keeping Arme alive, just hoping that on the Medusa he'll have a chance to scale forward to the later stages of the game and turn this one around for Extreme.
How many Lotuses are they're picking up? Not Lotus Orbs, the great healing Lotuses. This is something definitely always to point out when you're playing with a Medusa on your draft. I see Jinkyu has one great healing Lotus, so I'll have to see if that makes a difference in the fight as the Tormentor just dies in an instant.
Yeah, they can take any of these objectives so quickly with this sort of lineup.
Mid, XM.
Gonna get the catch on him. We'll get the Essence Ring off and a jump to the low ground with the Waning Rift and with the Shield Rune as well. He'll be fine this time, but it's close.
I know, and they're just getting more and more ahead though. PVISION hitting all these timings. As you said, the BKB is starting to roll in, a full S and Y for DM. When is the timing gonna feel for XG that they want to actually group up? Is it gonna be around Ame's Butterfly?
I think it has to be.
It probably has to be, otherwise it feels like they're just losing too much control of the map. No One. I'm trying for the catch.
They're definitely just gonna be looking to Arme, and it's gonna be on him when the call's made to try and fight.
And is it going to work out versus all these auras? This is the thing that the Chen can always bring in. Ducalis did get the shard before too, so we're going to see an Ancient Granite Golem. He's got the Wild Wing Ripper for that plus armor as well too. Their group up is terrifying on people.
It's strong, and you're certainly seeing it in effect here now, starting to approach the tier 2 on the bottom. We will see the smoke come through here from XM and Jinkyu as they make their way over.
The question is really going to be from XG is, are they going to have damage when they show up to the fight versus all these auras and all these items that PVISION has been able to rack up?
Radiant's middle tower is
Let's have a look. They're ready and set up. Arme prepared and ready to join them. But the tower's falling.
Ooh. No One. The axes actually clip XXS as it looked like he was going to attempt for a blink stun there.
They'll smoke up themselves. And PVISION are not afraid of taking this fight.
No.
If Extreme end up walking into them, because they don't have Satanic with them. But as it is, I mean, XG just don't get the chance to jump. They will be able to push them back and hold on to that bottom area for a little longer, but they don't get a catch.
I mean, look at the Dominator creep from XXS, preventing that tier 2 from being pushed. He's racked up, what? Is that 3 creep waves? I believe it is, so delaying the push
Doing everything they can to try and expand the amount of space that Arme has to farm safely in.
Do they look to push with this triple creep wave? I mean, it's a pretty big wave. Sure, they have ways to clear it out, but could look to pressure here. How long on Roche? About 30 seconds until we find out. PVISION looking to set up around bottom. They have so many auras.
I mean, it could end up being a bit of a double-edged sword, right, for XG in the sense that they got this big triple creep wave coming in. Arme's going to want to be there to farm it.
They might jump
But maybe that's just sort of a setup for PVISION to push in, as you say, with the creep wave and catch Arme out. So Arme, and as tempting as this creep wave looks, he's got to be careful.
They actually have vision of him, so it looks like they're going to strike elsewhere, perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah, in the mid.
They're going to go for it. Under the Lotus was there in time. Cookie to get him back a little bit safely under the tier 2 tower. XXS will be fine.
Arme.
XM, get the dream calling on the Noah, but the BKB's there. This is coming out, but PVISION able to back off.
Instant disengage after they force TPs, and that's Coil plus Kisses. Roche is up. BKB was forced there from no one. They bring this Roche down very quick if Satanic is there. Satanic, he is looking for the answer for that butterfly that he did see picked up, of course, from Arme. The MKB is going to come very quick as well.
It really is. It's going to pretty much come guaranteed before Arme is even able to get that next time on top of the butterfly. Oh, and look he's trying to find.
Look at the last hits this game. 413 on Satanic, 331 on Arme. I mean, I know it's 2-2, but approaching almost 20 CS a minute. That is absolutely insane.
At bottom, PVISION ready to get back on with the push. XG, they were able to slow them down earlier, but this time round, they're going to have to let the tier 2 likely fall.
And Roche, it is up. So, XXS, he's going to try to hold on to it as long as possible. No one's got the last touch.
So he's in. And straight away, XXS just has to pop Stampede immediately. He's terrified.
That is extremely early to pop there. And now no Stampede, no Kisses. And the Roche is up. And XG look to contest this Roshan that they're just going to walk right into. Doesn't feel like it.
I mean, they've hit it with the scan, but as you said, there's no Stampede. It's a risky move to make, but
it is. XM.
Let's see if they can try and do something. Oop.
XM jumps up because the smoke broke, but it was actually 9 class who scouted him in the tree line.
Roshan's falling pretty quickly. The Carlos scouting things out here with the creep.
Roche is going to start shifting in 15 seconds.
XG, how much time do they want to spend sort of hovering around this area, trying to have some sort of say on the Roshan?
They really don't want to just give it for free. Their ultis are coming back up. This is in 5.
Yeah, and Satanic, he's just going to be able to clear these camps. That will be the MKB money done. Ready for the next fight. So even though XG is trying to look for a way to get Arme to turn up, if Satanic gets his hands on him, Medusa's not going to stand a lot of chance of carrying the team fight.
He's also got the 20 talent too, so that extra damage that's going to come in from it, he's going to hit so hard if he's able to actually focus fire.
Arme.
XXS tries for the jump. No one, not going to get caught.
Should start to feel a little safer in terms of how he positions himself. The Stampede's going to be back up in about 10 seconds.
All right, how's the cart looking? It's getting closer.
It is about 600 gold away for XXS.
Shannon watching somewhere, very excited.
Here we have around the pit.
Word is placed down. 9 class will give the scouting information.
And PVISION still very much respecting the presence of Extreme. Not going straight into the pit themselves.
But they are forcing XG to stay in the area, and no one is farming.
Easy dodge there.
No one is just chilling bottom side, getting that extra farm, while all of XG has to stay in this area to watch the Roche. Amp damage also on Satanic for this next bit of time, so if they do see an opportunity, they can still go for that Roche very quickly here. No one is forcing the bottom side in.
Extreme starting to split back up, so they can at least have Arme getting a bit of farm on that top side.
What's the choice going to be? Oh, PVISION looking to make a move that they're just going to push.
I mean, with the position the Satanic's in, they absolutely can. He doesn't need an Aegis to start hitting these tier 3s and seeing what happens.
It's a catapult wave as well, too, so an effective push.
Oh, look at the Dream Core. Nothing more to follow up immediately. The Who Stomp is there. But getting through the refraction is not happening. Satanic just staying at full HP.
They didn't even have to pop anything there. Now potentially can back up and just look for that Roche. With those ults being used, could be an option if they want to. Satanic still having the BKB at the ready. Immediately, no one. He goes in. They do see it, though. So they do have a ward right outside the pit. So they see that he starts it.
XG. Right behind them, though. They don't want to let this happen.
Bottom, someone has to stay down there. If they don't, need someone,
Satanic could start getting kind of cheeky down it.
And he's got the frenzy creep too, so the attack speed bonus is going to be there to keep that push.
Let's see how much he can get away with.
Oh, they're getting split up, Owen.
They got to make a call. They got to do something.
What's the choice? Do you go for the roast? Do you go for your buildings?
Is under attack.
Army's in position to try and hold on the bottom, and he's very close to the Skadi, but when this sort of split-up's happening, PVISION can get back into the Roche pit.
And there's no roar for 20 seconds. It's gonna die fast, Owen.
Maybe they can try for a steal. XXS in with a stomp, but it's a little early to make a steal happen.
Yep. And Ame is not here.
And Satanic, he's now returned to the side of PVISION, so
roar up in 3 seconds.
Can they time this? XM, he jumps in. Look at the Stampede as well. There's the jump with the Who's to make success. He's going to try and get the pick up there, but the Roshan we killed him. Who's able to grab the agent? They're all stunned. They get the pick up. XXS will be able to steal it. And they've killed off the two of them.
What
the timing there, coming in with the Stone Gaze, putting a stop to it all. And they clean up the Chen as well. All right, Extreme.
XXS gets the connection. The roar came up in time. It hits everybody on the side of PVISION. They have the information. XG, they're here to play.
Yeah, quite a bit of action coming out of nowhere there. And now with the Aegis in their hands, not something that PVISION is going to be able to rely on. It gives an opening for them to start the push back their own way. We'll see this jump again.
I mean, no one could pick it up. XXS was just right on top of it. They couldn't click it.
Yeah, and Ame just able to step up with the Stone Gaze. No one getting frozen by it, and no position really for Satanic to be able to turn and fight with Ame in there with the ultimate.
That was picture perfect from XG.
They needed that. They needed that big time. That Roshan, that Aegis slips away.
And they make the right call, right? Those little split up things they were doing, having Ame bottom, they come at the exact moment.
And any sort of time they can buy to try and get Ame online. And we were seeing just with that move alone, with Dota Plus starting to favor that of XG.
The Medusa's starting to get there.
They know the potential of the Medusa, especially now when he's back up to the top level with that as Satanic's farm.
Yep.
A massive move there from XG that absolutely keeps them in the game.
And now we're going to see that matchup in particular, right? This Medusa versus the minus armor draft. How tanky she truly can be. This now that she's been able to get this farm. Having the Skadi, having the Daedalus next. PVISION. The plan has been broken a bit here. What's going to be the adaptation they go for?
Well, let's see what XG do now with this chance to potentially gain the advantage themselves.
Let's see if PVISION gets caught in that type of scenario with the fight again, too, because Satanic literally got 0 attacks off because of that Stone Gaze connecting onto him.
Yeah, he just could not turn and fight back.
5-2, but tense moments.
XG. Coming in with the smoke, scan to hit as well. They know that somebody's up here.
XXS with this Aegis, with this card, they can play pretty aggressively because he's got this potential save always for any of his cores, even XM if he gets caught in a silence. Push again, PVISION, they're still going to keep pressuring this bottom side with the catapult. Ame will have to respond.
The Hurricane Pike done now on Satanic, so a chance to slide out, reset, and still get the hits in, even around that. But XXS trying to make the move on to DM. DM, of course, very, very tanky.
He did just pick up a heart, so very unlikely they can actually chase this Bristle back there. And it looks like PVISION not really overreacting to all these plays that have happened so far. Still splitting up, getting that farm going. Beastmaster, a full refresher finished up. So still feeling confident. Maybe waiting until that Aegis goes down and looking for their own play, or maybe they're just going to look to play around objectives every single time. Look to play, go for the next Roche themselves once it does get taken away.
Still very much knowing that kind of across the board, the farm does favor them on their 3 cores. For XG, it's very top heavy, resting on the shoulders of Ame on the Medusa.
He does not have that Aegis, of course, too. So if they full focus fire the Medusa, they could potentially kill if they have XXS controlled in a way, so he can't card.
And they're going to have a haste rune ready for no one for the next move. And of course, with that freshly picked up refresher, chance to find that solid initiation with the double roar.
Going for his own Lincolns too, so he doesn't roar himself potentially.
DM just continuing to grab this mid wave, making sure that with this last moments of the Aegis on XG, they can't really push on for tier 2s.
No. Too hard to push out also versus TA. TA just puts traps in every lane, just can pop the trap and continue to slow down the push too. So PVISION's, when the game slows down, you still see that economy game go up for them. Even though they did lose that Roshan area, they go back up to this 12k lead after just a couple moments.
Stepping out on the bottom lane here.
Okay.
Last 30 seconds of XXS's Aegis and ready to see if they can make some sort of jump. Not going to happen. Satanic quick with the blink.
20 seconds left on it.
I mean, can they try and push this tier 1 tower, or is that still a little too risky, do you think, for them?
It can be dangerous. PVISION can definitely still look for these fights.
I mean, Arme feels strong. He does have a lot of damage to dish out with that Daedalus stun.
Oh, clever move there from no one. He was going to go through the portal and he was a bit afraid, and for good reason. XXS was there ready with the Centaur Conqueror. Sends the board through scouts. Now they're going to TP. PVISION is looking for the fight now. See if Extreme is able to work that magic they did before. Positioned on the high ground. A Daedalus set on Ame.
Now ready to start hunting for them. XM ready to join.
Middle tower is under attack.
I mean, they could be in a good spot to try and just sort of attack from the backside and get this wraparound.
They don't have a smoke of their own, so it's going to be revealed immediately when they kill the trap here.
Xnova will pick up one now, but has to make its way out to him, so...
And the push.
It's going to come in.
DM's going to hit the tower.
Yeah, they got to get back in now.
Radiant structure.
Glyph is forced.
XXS does get the jump, but again, this Bristle feels pretty unkillable at this moment in time.
Not the target they want.
Illusion.
PVISION just continuing to do a very good job of keeping these lanes in a position that means that for Extreme to sort of get out and get aggressive with the Medusa, it's rather difficult. The best they can do is sort of respond, as we saw them do to that Roshan attempt from PVISION.
That's probably
that to get Arme in position to fight.
I mean, that feels like what this game is just going to be, right? It's going to be about the Roshan contest. Who's going to be able to get these Aegis at this point? PVISION, every time the game slows down, their net worth just continues to skyrocket on the 3 cores, so... See how these next approaches come as Ame, level 23 has been hit. Getting closer and closer toward 25. But same thing for Satanic to be said. 24, he's got the Swift Blink finished up. His damage also continues to grow. This has to be the lowest kill count game I think I've ever had at 35 minutes in.
It's a tense one. Now we'll call it that, but yeah, 5-2 at 35 minutes in. Pretty crazy.
It truly is. It is the most important game for these teams at the moment.
And the last chance for both of them to make it forward to the grand finals at the International. Nobody wants to be the first to make the mistake that could cost their team the game. So both teams playing ever so careful now in these moments.
Ooh, and Ame looks like he is going to go down Silver Edge route, so looking for an option to be able to actually kill DM, because until they have a Silver Edge, killing him just feels pretty impossible for now. And DM has been posturing himself a bit far forward here. No one, as we said, the Lincoln's soon to be finished to prevent roaring himself in particular. And yeah, PVISION, as you said, gold lead. They do continue to grow it. Ducalis also going for the Crimson Guard next to block out some of that Deuce's damage. 25 has been hit. Satanic. Fraction instances are there.
Ame very close to 25 himself. Just under a level behind.
XM will be able to snatch that shield rune. DM was about to pick it up.
XXS holding on to the defense down bottom.
Roche, it's a very, very quick spawn, Owen.
Trying to clear out the way, but we're going to see Satanic make the jump over towards him. He's got the Ghost Scepter at the ready, though, XXS. So at the moment, of course, no answer from PVISION for that. They're very close to having Nullifier on DM, so shortly that won't be as much of a problem.
Silver Edge almost for that Medusa as well to be able to kill the Bristle. XM scouts the Roche.
And they'll definitely want to have a say about this. As we saw last time for Extreme, it absolutely gave them a little bit of life in this game to get Ame to a position where he might just be able to carry them here on the Medusa. Can they contest the Roche successfully again, though?
And we have to keep eyes also this Roar of Retribution. It's something we always have to keep tab of in these fights because it does make you take that extra damage too. So we did see really make a difference in that last fight. DM
is going to start it. But straight away, XM knows what's up. PVISION, definitely after the last situation, are going to be much more careful about how they go about taking Roshan down.
But farming a lot, right? You see Satanic still continue to hit creeps bottom, top. No one was also just farming it up. So as we said, every moment that goes by, the gold lead does continue to go up for them. Tense moments here at the standoff. PVISION.
Close to a big purchase as well for 9 class. Nearly has the E-Blade, so obviously a chance to buff up the burst, but also potentially save those that are getting gone upon by the Medusa.
I mean, if the Manta gets used and he just E-Blades the Medusa, that's a long time that she's not going to be able to attack, so could be a very, very good pickup if he is able to get it.
DM, he knows that he can very safely start working on the Roshan. XXS step forward, takes everything, the break comes in, he didn't expect that!
He did not see it!
Oh my goodness, yeah, the Silver Edge reveal there from Arme, allowing them to just destroy this Bristle. He did not expect that one bit.
And Aurora actually went off during it too, so now XG can potentially start this. DM is dead for 65 seconds. He used his gold.
And the Silver Edge purchase coming in geniusly there from Arme.
He truly did not expect it to come right there. Immediately gets deleted. Satanic now bottom.
We'll try and put a bit of split push pressure on. We'll get the tower. Arme's able to push back the wave though.
He's trying to buy time for his Bristle to respawn for that Roche contest. Arme, 25 is hit, plus 40 int. A lot tankier now.
I'll head back around the Roshan.
And the next few pickups too for Ame are going to be scary, right? Once he gets the Aghanims with this build, Daedalus plus Scotty, he is going to be hitting very hard on everybody.
They can step into the pit themselves now. XM's got his eyes on him. XXS in. There's another pickoff here around the pit, definitely setting up now for the opportunity to step in and go for this. 9 class will buy back and they'll have DM back in 10 seconds. Arme's going to take this down pretty quickly though. He's got a lot of damage on the Medusa. PVISION, if they want to interrupt, they've got to try and do it soon.
There's the roar. Wink does tap it.
Can they time it? Already know. XM, he's on the back lines. He's up on the high ground and he's making sure that there's no chance of interruption. He gets in with the Dream Coil and makes sure they do not have any option of interrupting. So it's an easy secure there of the Roshan for XG. Arme now with the Aegis.
For Fresher, Chardnu, now 2 for the Centaur. He has double ways to protect his core. Double Stampede, double Workhorse. If he wants to keep it, that is. They could even give it to Ame or to the Puck. All are very good options. This truly is building up to be the hyper carries versus the hyper carries, but this Dusa is getting very scary, Owen.
Absolutely. You can only imagine that from XG's side of things, they are going to feel that this game, it's getting to the point where Arme is absolutely going to have what it takes to carry them through to the grand finals.
Even if they are, quote-unquote, getting out-farmed by these multiple cores, the Dusa can stand her own versus this for sure. SDM has to be very careful now at this point too. He can just die in an instant in one stun. Can't just get brought down because of that Silver Edge.
See where Arme's going to go next in the build. Looks to be going for the Swift Blink, wants that extra bit of mobility and positioning to get stuck in right in the midst of the team fight, knowing that he has so many ways that he can be bailed out even if the initiation goes wrong. See the jump straight away in, they'll look towards him, but the roar comes out, and now the damage will take down, it comes in, and he focuses towards XXS, takes him down. Arme moves forward over towards DM, DM able to turn his back and run this time. The break comes in, the one staff gives him a chance to continue to escape. They have the bushwhack locked down on towards Arme, starting to fall low on the mana, cooking forward aggressively. Arme trying to push up forward against the 2 of them, trying to chase out no one, but the mana's gone. Arme is so low. He still, of course, has the Aegis. Can Satanic finish him off though once he can? That's the Aegis gone. Round 2 though, XM makes the jump in onto Satanic with a Dream Core. BKB there straight away. Satanic retreats.
They're kiting him. They're trying to control Ame here.
Can they get back in on this? The bushwhack's there. Satanic putting it in the damage. Is it enough to take down Ame? No, he's still got half mana to play with. Not quite enough physical to burst through the Medusa.
He's almost alone now. It's just him and XM versus 5.
XM in with the jump. Finds the chance to close in on towards 9 class on the back line. Satanic still trying to push up, but the damage from XM enough to bring down 9 class. Arme wants the Manta. Trying to chase this TA out of the edge of the fight. Arme looks now towards DM. He's now out of mana completely though, Arme. He's trying to stand his ground, but no one's backing on top of him. XM looking at Satanic. XM, he's going to do it. Gets the double, brings Satanic down. They've lost Arme, but XM survives, kills Satanic off. And can he get out? He's away with the phase shift and the blink. The orb's up. They're TPing over, trying to look for him. The Stampede's back there. The axes won't clip him. XM, he'll get out alive.
What an absolutely crazy fight. I mean, splitting things up. They take out XXS at the start of things, so there's no cart to protect Ame, and they isolate him. But at the end of it all, XM actually finishes off Satanic. What a crazy fight. Was that 3 roars I think I saw from the Beastmaster in one fight? Must have been, as no one finds the backline there. My goodness, in this game, showing to be absolutely anybody still.
And just showing sort of how particular PVISION have to be with kind of the focus in these fights, right?
Yeah.
Like, are they calling to go all in on the Deucer, or do they have to now spend more resources on being like, hey, our TA on the backlines is getting destroyed by this puck. We've got to somehow get XM off Satanic.
They still have to, I think their approach of killing XXS at the start of things, though, looks the best, right? Prevent him from getting Stampede or Workhorse and then try to isolate things, but it is not an easy approach by any means. Not from either team, as you see there. And amp damage, though, that could make things quite a bit easier. This does spawn top.
Ready for the next fight. XM now hitting the 25.
And
the Aghanims.
And an amp damage, and they give him the Refresher Shard. That could be absolutely massive.
Yet to die this game here,
Yeah.
XM.
Has not been tripped up by any of these little Templar Assassin Shard traps just yet. He might turn into the real carry as well, too.
They're just doing so much in that last team fight, especially when you consider just relatively the position he was in terms of farm compared to like all 3 of the cores of PVISION. You know? He was a fair few thousand behind, but still just doing so much with the resources that he has on the puck.
This level 25 might change the game, might just make it very much harder for PVISION to actually approach things, because now Ame, he literally can just charge in. If there's a coil, he gets in front of them with Stone Gaze. They might just die because of this, because they won't be able to break out without getting stunned.
For sure, and they can maybe sort of try and turn and stand their ground and try and kill Arme. But even though they did in that last fight, you saw just how long it did take to bring the Medusa down.
I mean, look at this. A Yule's now picked up for no one. So looking for any ways of maybe just delaying and prolonging these fights. A Wind Waker, perhaps.
He can pick that up.
It's going to be some crazy... These team fights could last over a minute, and we could see potentially, what, 3 roars, 4 roars?
I mean, we've got to be careful with the buybacks, right?
Yeah. How are those looking?
A few of them are a little short on the gold, especially with this purchase, so Arme very much going all in, gets the disperser completed.
This next fight is going to be crazy.
If XM gets a good Dream Coil...
he's going to get one.
He's going to find the big one as well as Satanic. They're straight in on towards him. They try and save him, they can't. Satanic's gone. XG ready to push up on the second coil. Catching on to both of them. DM and Dekalis call, and Dekalis falls. They get the break in on towards DM. He tries to run. No one commits him with the beacon with the Refresher. Satanic buys back. Arme pushing in with the Stone Gaze. Satanic watching for the side, considering if he can get in. XXS makes another jump, but Satanic turns, brings the Centaur down.
A bit too deep.
They want more with this buyback from Satanic. They look towards Arme. Arme up to the high ground. He'll have to break it again on towards DM, but the push right from 9 class holds Arme in position. They're kiting out the Medusa for now. XM continue to try and just push away the attention, take it away from Arme. He's going to be gone. They trip him up as he attempts to jump out. So Satanic, the buyback pays off. Buybacks are going to continue. XXS, he wants to get back in on the action. And now XM, he wants a part of it as well. They're going to break it again onto DM. Scatterblast, little Shredder. They're trying to close it. Can they finish off the Bristle? DM able to get through the trees. Cooking out while they close the gap. Get another touch in on towards him. He's beat up with the Disperser. Stampede as well. They're chasing down DM. Scatterblast hits Arme in on top of the Bristle. Nowhere for DM to run. And they take the Bristle down.
Multiple buybacks from both sides. Trying to kite the Dusa as best as possible, trying to go for these backline heroes on PVISION, but it's hard to ignore Ame. He's got too many tools to catch up to them there with the Stampedes, with the Disperser, but XM did buy back.
He did.
That is a big one too.
Him and XXS coming in with a buyback. We'll see how much they want to try and force it, because obviously if they can take Satanic out,
could just be the
it could be game over. Whereas for them, if say they do die, they don't have the buybacks available. As long as Arme's still in the game, ready to hold, there's a chance that XG could hold without the full 5-man. So a slight window opportunity here for XG if they want to try and play on the aggressive.
Absolutely. We see there, I mean, Ame, he now has gold for the buyback. We're seeing the switch and build here from Satanic. He's going for a butterfly, so looking for a tool to be able to fight back versus this Dusa. But this 25 coil, you see the power of it.
XM.
You just get a catch onto the main core, and there's not a whole lot of counterplay versus it.
Especially if we can get this nullifier as well. If he's able to jump in, get the coil off, throw the nullifier down on a key target, that should be the setup required for Arme to follow, bring in the damage, and get these sort of kills.
Because the only way that they can actually save versus that Ags coil is the Wind Waker from no one at the moment. So if they do get that nullifier on top of it, it could just be game if they do bring down that TA.
Buyback situation, as we say, has to be watched here in this next play.
Watch no one in particular. He might change the way he plays and approaches a bit here because of this Wind Waker to protect the TA versus that 25 coil.
He's going to be desperately trying to scramble together that last 1,000 gold or so. Does not want to be caught without the money for buyback.
Very true.
And PKB now for DM, so we'll give him a bit of a better chance of being caught and found at the start.
This game is absolutely crazy.
I mean, here we go. They're going to go for the smoke P-Vision. A potentially risky move, but again, at the same time, if they can get Satanic in position and they can kill both XM and XXS, that'll at least give them the opportunity to very likely secure the next Roshan and maybe even take away a set of racks. Maybe even more.
It has to be the way they approach, right? Is isolate the Dusa, kill the rest of the targets, and then go for Ame commits the goal.
He is going all in. No buyback on him, so now essentially all 3 cores of Extreme playing without buyback here with Arme spending up.
It is a extremely strong pickup.
Gonna go for the Raw. Track as well. Just a little bit of a tease to see what they get out of XG. Nothing too much to be forced.
I mean, this Aghanims is pretty ridiculous. Gonna be able to hit all the targets.
And they're gonna go for this XG straight away. With Arme going all in, they want to try and enable him in the fight and find the opportunity to bring down Satanic and take him out for good whilst his buyback's still on cooldown for 4 minutes.
Roshan up 2 seconds. Who's gonna get the positioning for this one here? No one does have the buyback at the ready.
That's the nullifier done here for XM.
Okay. Now, yeah, as you said, now he can pretty much prevent that save that can come out from the Beastmaster and focus that target. Allow his Dusa to hit.
P-Vision, what's the call?
Roche is going to get started. Ame. The roar will come out.
Okay, P-Vision making their way over. Smoke up from themselves.
Incredibly
to hold the high ground.
Ame. That Outworld staff could come into play to protect DM a lot versus this break right now.
We're seeing it already a few times, given that extra little moment to survive throughout the break duration.
Yeah, split-second things could absolutely make the difference here. Either that or an E-Blade to protect DM if the nullifier is not on him.
P-Vision being persistent here with their attempts to try and catch XG by surprise.
What's the rune gonna be?
No one's got the high ground set up. And they're gonna see Arme step forward. They get the pushback on him. BKB from now on. He's ready to look for them. He gets the roar straight away onto the center. They're trying to focus XXS so he cannot get the save off. DM trying to push him away from Arme. Refresher wouldn't pop to the Wind Waker away. No one trying to step out of the fight. Arme getting a few hits in with the Skadi, but the BKB's out for no one. He'll get out successfully.
Spell casting super fast from both sides. The E-Blade thrown on DM to protect him.
I mean, and we're seeing just, from no one, he's only got his sights set for the Centaur. He wants to make sure that at every possibility, there is no chance that XXS can get in and get Arme in the cart.
And that was his Aeon Disc popped. So a very important one. XXS, it's 80 seconds that Aeon Disc won't be available for him if they do focus him.
P-Vision.
Standoff at the Roche again.
Satanic thinks about sort of pushing forward onto the Roche himself. Have a smoke from P-Vision there. They're eating through these smokes.
And Coil's still on cooldown, 20 seconds also. Doesn't look like they'll be able to take advantage of that one as the buybacks are getting closer and closer.
They are just a couple more minutes until we'll start seeing them all come back online. Arme also very close to farming his backup, 1,400 to go. And Satanic, considering his next option.
XG has to just stay in this area though. I said XXS, 25 seconds. Aeon Disc is going to be back at the ready.
Both teams wanting the Roshan, but also not wanting to get caught without the buybacks.
It's all going to be about who can get the better initiation, who can get these catches on these cores, who can kite out these super strong carries.
Ame, he's in.
Start.
Stampede at the ready. They have the means to save him if he gets jumped. PVISION knows, so very cautiously approaching the fight.
Taking out a fair bit of mana already. That's 1,200 gone. Double catapult wave on top with, I don't even know how many, 12 range creeps. So top tower, very likely to fall too. So tier 2 pressure. Someone's going to have to deal with it. It's going to be XM.
And no one able to farm up enough buyback to get the Aghanim's blessing and still have the buyback gold.
All right.
Satanic's turn.
Starting it again.
Try and take a poke at the Roshan. Stampede's going to be there. See off to the side. They're looking at DM. Force out the BKB.
It's too hard for DM. Too hard for them to focus him. He BKBs and then he outworld staffs and we'll be okay. No BKB though, 85 seconds, but that is a Stampede used.
Roshan now down to close to half HP. No one, as you say, he's just sort of focused on getting pressure on elsewhere. Maybe see if he can get a chance to kind of peel some of the attention away from Roshan, but Ame straight back in the pit once more.
Ame is 150 short of buyback. Satanic's buyback is back at the ready.
All right. Full lineup having the buyback now online for PVISION. They've all got the gold.
20 seconds for the puck and the Centaur, but they are actually missing the gold.
And of course, with Roshan being in this position, it will be that much easier for PVISION as a whole to bring in those buybacks and use those second lives if the fight goes down here.
Absolutely. Being on the dire side.
So PVISION, they'll definitely want to try and push to take this Roche before it makes the move in a couple of minutes.
It's dropping low.
This is the favorable spot for them.
You can feel that pressure.
This could be a very, very painful team fight for one of these two teams.
They dropped the banner for Vision.
After the jump of the outward staff. It's there, so watch the hoop stop. DM trying to get back in onto Ame.
I mean, that's pretty funny, right? They dropped the banner just for Vision. Since I don't believe that they have any wards left. I haven't been able to check. Okay, they do still have one left on X-Nova, but...
XG will have to deal a little bit with the creeps. That top wave getting very close to the base, so...
Roche is going to start shifting, I mean, relatively soon. 40 seconds.
And as we said, that will very much be in XG's favor if they can sort of wait this out.
Ame.
One. I think he's going to get bashed by the Roshan. And got the Wind Waker ready to get him safely out of the pit, but got to be careful when you come close to the Roche.
I think Ame got out of range of the sentry there, so he was invis, wasn't able to get that roar.
Looking at DM again. DM BKB back up on off cooldown.
How many greater healing lotuses as well do they have? I've been just checking. XG always seems to have at least 2 at the ready, so they will be feeding those to Ame.
Looks like XG's chilling out a bit now. So they know that 55 minutes is coming up.
They're finishing that buyback, right, in particular. We're potentially going to have all 10 heroes with buyback soon. XXS the only one short of it, 900 gold away.
And they knew that, you know, the chances of the Roshan dying in the 5 seconds before he moves were unlikely, so XG able to sort of wait out that Roche position and are now going to be able to play on in a spot where their buybacks now will be the stronger as they're going to be able to have that TP point close to the Roche.
PVISION just continues to just send creeps to the sides. They're trying to get that momentum pushing in so they can get an opportunity, but it's just not happening. XG just have the responses for it. Smoke up, XG, they're gonna start the Roche. The roar comes out.
Satanic. Trying to get some sort of traps out of an XXS. He's in with the hoof stop. Kiss is coming in as well. Just trying to push back. Oh, the Aegis is dying. The elbow staff comes out, but he's so low. The coil connects. Nullify thrown down upon an XM. Jumps in, trying to finish off the jump. DM will survive, but the space is created for them to secure the Roche, get the Aegis, the Refresher Shard, and the cheese all picked up on XG. Have to be so careful there, trying to approach in on this Medusa. You saw there how close DM got to just dying in seconds.
They are absolutely having the issues of how to kill the Dusa, how to maneuver around this Dusa.
It's gotten to that point.
Yep. It's been at that point for some time here now. 56 minutes. It looks like we are potentially going to make it to these 60 minutes with the way all things have been going down. How are these levels looking? Jinq 23. 22 on the Warlock, Chen 20, Hoodwink 21. So level advantage also for the side of XG for these supports. An AC. All right, cool. Jinq picking up probably the first AC you've ever seen on a Snapfire.
We're seeing as well, yeah, there it is. It's queued up now on Satanic. He's holding on to a lot of money. Just added the rapier to the queue. it has to be considered. They have to have some sort of immense burst so that Satanic, when he does get in and finds the target, he's able to take them out straight away.
But they also have to deal with, they have to get the nullifier on the right target also too, because of the Ghost Scepters and the Aeon Discs, and then the work. Yeah, the levels are difficult in this game for sure, especially to bring down this Dusa.
Because what do you imagine no one's next purchase is going to be?
I don't know.
Is he also getting sort of a nullifier himself somewhere in the build?
He might have to, but what does he really want to replace? Just move the boots somehow? I'm not sure. Definitely difficult.
XG, how much do they want to try and push for with this 3 minutes of Aegis
XXS
on Arme?
Has also hit level 25 now, so extra Hoot Stomp duration. It's at 3 seconds. 3 minutes.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Tier 2 to fall on the bottom lane, XG.
XM having the power of this Refresher Shard 2 at that level 25. Eyes on the coils. The double coils could be what let XG close this out.
Is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Can they get Arme off the high ground? In fact, they're just going to get the jump straight in there with the coil. Onto the two of them. Had them got
second coil.
Second coil destroys 9 Clash. Refreshers popped in by no one, but he has to use the Wind Waker to try and survive. BKBs are popped as they're just having to retreat on PVISION. They cannot step up. The range racks are gone. XG, they'll force out the fortification.
And what a coil. Catches 2 and then catches the third.
It's just so much damage. As 9 Clutch just gets deleted in that combo there, laid down by XM.
He's going through backdoor.
They'll take out the full set here on the bottom lane, and still 2 minutes to go with as they can look for more. They'll swing back across towards the mid and the top lane to alleviate some of the pressure that DM was pushing in with against them. But XG, they could very much be set up to look for another set of barracks during this Aegis timer.
Feels like PVISION have to do some type of different approach, but I just don't know what it is in order to stop this, right? The potential of this punk plus the Medusa, and then the save from this Centaur always. The fight just feels so difficult for them to approach.
And the scaling from XG has been perfect this game, coming up to the 60-minute mark. And even though pretty much for the entirety of this game, right, PVISION have had the net worth advantage, and earlier a pretty significant one, it just hasn't mattered. XG chose that perfect moment to go for that Roshan contest, and then ever since that, things have looked pretty in control from Extreme Gaming.
Absolutely. And they still have 70 seconds left on this Aegis. Ame gonna look for the go again. They don't have the Refresher on the puck at the moment.
With the Raw, but nothing to come with that one.
One coil is available.
There's the jump. XXS finds Satanic. They make the jump. The nullifiers there as well. They're going all in on towards the TX. Over drops the golem down as well. That's Satanic gone. No hesitation there. As soon as he sees the chance, he's in on top of him. They turn towards DM. DM broken and taken out.
This Dusa is just too strong.
So they've got the buybacks. They're going to have to use them. But how do they stop this? The full set of racks taken out in the mid.
Ame standing strong, going for the next. The buybacks have to come in.
XG, they'll back up for now.
It's just anyone who gets focused dies. They do not have the similar saving function on the side of PVISION. They cannot protect the cores. They have to take a risk. They have to go out.
They cannot let XG sort of back up and farm up these tier 5 neutrals. Satanic in with the chase. Finds Jinq, but straight away with the glimmer. He's away. Satanic on his own doesn't have any way to deal with that. So Jinq gets out. They'll get the chance to find their neutrals. We'll see if PVISION, they'll probably stop the chase and look to just try and secure these 60-minute neutral items for themselves. Oop. Have a little bit of a breather.
I think we all need that little bit of a breather. XM, he's about to have his own Refresher now finished up. He's out of the liberty, of course, of a couple of Refresher shards, but he is about to have this one done. So these coils, as we said, absolutely crucial.
I think Extreme Gaming, they can definitely taste the victory in this game. They're so close to being able to step forward to the grand finals.
Just wondering what's the approach going to be from PVISION, right? There's just so many different tools that they have to get through. How do you protect the TA versus these coils? How do you focus the Dusa? Or how do you ignore the Dusa, really? There's been a lot of difficulties for them to approach.
Yeah, they had all these sort of earlier timings where they did their best to try and play for PVISION, putting that pressure on, but at most they took the tier 3 bottom, but they were never able to take a barracks away from Extreme during those earlier points when they had a significant gold lead.
It's just been the Roshan contest, right? Extreme just coming out ahead in almost every single one, if not all of them. And just having all the buff ups, right? They put faith in Ame, and that faith is absolutely working. Now more Lotus Orbs to throw onto him.
Let's see what sort of crazy tier 5s they can find on both sides. As they should get the space on both teams to farm these up.
How's the last hits looking? We're breaking that 1,000 point on both of the carries now. And that's who's gonna get what? Audacious, Stygian, Desolator for
Dream Coils from XM.
He's gonna kill it. It feels like he's gonna kill everybody.
He might. You know, it might be a situation sort of Ame's gonna turn up to the fight and everybody's already dead.
Yeah.
So I guess you don't need me. Now, XM is insanely farmed. The damage output from this puck, it's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't know how you protect each other for versus this on the side of PVISION.
And both of them getting Audacious.
Yep.
So they've got this extra magic attack damage on their hits. And I imagine right with the Medusa, you get Audacious, it will make sure with the Aghanims that all of the hits are doing the extra 80 magic damage, right?
Yes.
It should.
Uh-huh. And he's got spider legs too, right? So he's got this liberty to move in and out of the fights easier.
And we'll see, you know, Satanic just get the Stygian. He has got that extra attack range as well. So maybe a bit of a chance for him to find the position, but still yet to be able to get a way to slot the Divine Rapier into his item build.
And just honestly, he hasn't really been able to attack the Deuce much in the last 20 minutes, right? It feels like Satanic has to be so cautious with these buybacks down as well, too.
Yeah, and XG having all the buybacks available here.
Yeah, it feels like PVISION, they just have to go all aggression, right? It's like DM has to, he takes the Regalia. So any type of extra damage that they can potentially get is absolutely needed as Extreme looking for the potential closeout here. Roche is up in about a minute if they want to be very patient for it, but they do have quite a bit of tools at their arsenal right now. XM, eyes on him.
They're going to get the jump. Straight away with the Wind Waker. We'll see no one back off. Coil will be there just onto the one of them. They have the Glimmer as well to keep him safe.
Look at the
Kisses damage is so much he has to pop the BKB and run.
My God. I mean, that's just the one coil. Lincoln's did block the nullifier there. I think if it did not, likely he could get brought down there. No one. Still has the refresher. BKB was used.
Worth noting as well, because Ame does have the Moonshot, and even on top of that, still 9,000 gold.
Yeah, he's full. He's full slotted up. About to hit level 30 as well, too. Not the most impactful one, but any little bit can help. DM. Queuing up the AC next. I mean, DM's growth has... he's had like the same items, it feels like, for the last 25 minutes at the least.
XG. Ready and waiting outside the base.
They can just wait. Every time that XM has coil, it's going to force a reaction from PVISION.
Still these 4.5 minutes of which the... If DM or Satanic go down, the game will fall to an end. And PVISION's hopes of making it to the finals will come to an end as well. XM is in with the jump on Satanic. They hit the BKB off.
There's that Wind Waker.
It's going to give him a chance to survive through the coil. No one's in with the roar, but the card's there. XXS able to pick him up and take him out of the action, Ame. Keep him safe. Keeps him close enough towards DM, though. DM's BKB comes to an end. DM's got to run. The Scatter Blast catches onto it, though. DM, he's dead. 2 minutes without buyback.
It's so impossible to approach these fights. Ame is just a raid boss, and he's got XXS every time to back him up.
Satanic, he's got the rapier,
Let's see what he can do.
But it may just be a little too late.
Look at the damage.
And there's the jump. He's going to try and look towards Ame. Satanic putting all his attention in towards him, but the golem's up. They drop it down on the Satanic. The stop from XXS. It's over. GG is called. Extreme Gaming are moving on to the grand finals.
Wow. What a game, really. It may have been, what, 5-2 at the 35-minute mark, but XG with utmost patience, taking all these Roshans, just knowing when to strike, not letting Satanic get those Aegises.